This is T.Y. Jackson.
United States Women's Champion Chelsea Green.
How you doing, people?
And I love pro wrestling.
I love pro wrestling.
Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon. Good evening. Welcome to the Brunch Gimmick. I am Lawrence Kurtze. We are live. Another big week in wrestling, as yesterday was AEW Wrestle Dream.
Hi, I'm Maxine Dupree.
And I'm Otis.
Hi, I'm the sweetest Pete, Christara.
Mars, the specialist.
And I love wrestling.
And I love pro wrestling.
And we
love wrestling.
Bottoms up, brains on. Welcome to Quizplex here on Love Wrestling, your pro wrestling trivia charity show. My name is Zach Ralph. I will be your host.
This is God's gift to wrestling, Michael Richard Blaze.
We are the Usos.
This is Rachel Ellering.
And we love wrestling.
And I love
And I love pro wrestling.
Hello, love wrestling. It is Thursday night. It is 8 p.m. And you all know what that means.
Well, you better know by now. It's episode 235 of this thing.
I guarantee you there's like an 85% chance that's not an accurate number.
Hi, this is Shaz McKenzie.
This is Big Bad Boris.
This is the Rhinestone Cowboy, Stephen Crow.
And I love pro wrestling.
And I love pro wrestling.
And I love wrestling.
If you're here, thanks for being here. It's For Exposure, Love Wrestling's Independent Weekend podcast, where we break down all the best happenings on the world of the independent wrestling side.
I'm Penta. I'm wrestling. And what?
I'm the alternative Anthony Green.
And I love pro wrestling.
And I love wrestling.
And I love wrestling. I love wrestling. And you know what? Pentacero.
That's called scatting, kids. It is 8 o'clock p.m. Mountain Standard Time. It is time for a excitingly fun, I hope, episode of Saturday Night Love. My name is Big Bad Boris.
I'm Big Ben Ortman.
Hi, this is Smiley Kylie Ray.
I'm Sky.
And I love wrestling.
And I love wrestling.
And I love pro wrestling.
Of course.
Hello, love wrestling. It's Thursday night. It's 8 p.m. And you know what that means. It's another new episode of Between Two Beards.
Start off with the biggest news of the week. The Rats lost!
If you've got the budget, I've got the time.
There he is.
Hey, boss!
There's the boss.
Hey! The man with the finest beard on this screen. Canadian men, boys, shut the hell up. Let me talk.
You see, the Rads are resourceful. When I got beef with somebody, I can find a way to talk to them.
Between two beers.
Hello, love wrestling. It is Thursday night. It is 8 p.m. Pluggo's already dropping stuff.
Throwing pens. I'm excited. I'm just fired up.
What that means? It means, yeah, we're still here. We're still here. Episode 251 tonight of Between Two Beards. And we got a good one tonight. We got a first-time guest joining us tonight that we are very excited to have popping on here in just a few minutes. Yeah, we're going to talk some Elimination Chamber. Always a good time when we get to bring some new people into our crazy. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. We're going to talk some Elimination Chamber. We're going to talk some AJ Styles. We're going to talk the injury bug around professional wrestling. Both companies getting the bad effects this week of the injury bug, unfortunately. Yeah. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. But first, before we do all that, How the hell we doing, bud? How are you?
I'm hanging in there, man. I'm doing all right. I'm on a little bit of a 4-day weekend. I didn't do a single
How the
thing
hell did you
today.
pull that off? 4-day
Well, let's just say I was planning on going to a certain event this weekend, and it didn't happen. So now I preemptively took the days off so that way I didn't have to scramble, which is okay. I did absolutely nothing today. I watched Law and Order SVU. I watched Life with Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence. I finished Enemy of the State, which I started last night and fell asleep. Like, I did nothing today. And it was weird. Like, I don't have those days that I don't just do much at all. Like, I should have maybe like went somewhere, but I was like, maybe tomorrow, right? You know, like I'll just have an absolute lazy day. Like Mrs. Plugger goes, "What'd you do today?" And I go, "Nothing. I was actually quite bored."
That's fair.
I think I ate my body weight in food, which I shouldn't have done, but I didn't leave the house today. So, but I'm feeling good. I'm glad to be here. We're episode 251, like you said. We got Scott in the house. We got Ryan Sullivan in the house saying, let's get funky. I like that. We should get a little funky today. And Fernando saying, what's up, fellas? If you're in the chat, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share us out to your friends. If you want to help us out and keep the lights on, shoot us a super chat. We'll guarantee that statement or question gets read on the air, especially if it's Boston slander related. We're pro. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, don't talk bad about the Red Sox.
No, there's no reason to talk bad about them Red Sox. It's baseball season. I'm ready to go.
All right.
Why don't you do the thing? Why don't we queue up our guest here today?
Yes, I'm excited. I told this gentleman off air I was looking for somebody that hasn't been on Beards because we've not that we don't like having the same people on, but I was like, let's get some fresh faces in here. The Chamber's coming up, and I was like, Aidan Achong, the one and only. If he's available, and he was available, and he's here, and we're bringing him on right now.
There we go.
Boom! Look at that shirt too. That shirt is nice.
Everybody hates the shirt. Listen, it might be unique, it might be interesting, but it's Bailey, and
it's the GOAT. Yeah, that's my GOAT.
Time and you wear any place forever.
Bailey's my 1B.
Yeah, that's my GOAT.
Absolutely.
What's rude? What did I say that was rude?
Wait, who said you were rude?
Sullivan calling me rude. You know what, Sullivan? I love you. How about that?
Yeah. Fernando in the chat asking me if I want Jason Tatum back. Yeah.
I heard 314 is a big number. That's the one I heard.
Who on what earth would any team not want an all NBA play? What? Of course.
Listen, personality wise, maybe not. I mean, the aura is not there with Jason Tatum at times, but you know.
Well, I think the better question is this. Yes, you want Jason Tatum back right now, but if you guys were the 10 seed in the East, you wouldn't want him back. There's caveats to this thing. If you're tanking to get a number 1 overall pick, you don't want Tatum back. But you are the 3rd seed in the East. You have a chance.
I think we could win. I think we could win the East as constituted potentially. Like that. That's how. I don't think any. Yeah, I don't think any team is dramatically better.
I'm taking the Pistons healthily over the Celtics right now.
They would probably be the team I would worry about the most, but I think our experience, would even it out a smidge. But if you're getting Jason Tatum back, even if it's off the bench for 18 to 20 minutes a game, you let the team still be Jalen's team, and you're adding and even, like I said, 20 points a game, he could still probably get you close to a triple-double, I think, if he wanted to. So, I think with him coming back, if he does, and he's ready to go for a sixth man role or even whatever, limited role in the playoffs, I think you add him to what we have going on right now. I think we have to be considered one of the favorites to come out of the East. I don't know how we couldn't be.
Mm-hmm. Definitely possible. I mean, the Knicks match up still well against you guys. I'll be honest with you. You have less options than you did last year. Now, granted, the team is good. I don't know if you guys would be able to beat the Knicks, but it's a fair matchup. I don't think it's either way.
I don't think we have a chance in hell to win the NBA championship at all. But we have a chance to get to the Eastern Conference Finals because
semifinals, I think, is a good bet. I think you can confidently get there.
Yeah, I don't think anybody in the East scares me. I think the Pistons are probably the best team, but I don't think anybody in the East, literally.
If Cleveland gets their stuff together, they might. I don't know. That's a scary.
Once the playoffs start, James Harden, it's Mitchell by himself.
Yeah, but then again, James Harden doesn't have to be the number one guy. He could be that number 3 option behind those other guys. So if you've never seen Harden not have to be the offensive juggernaut, he is.
I've lived the Harden lifestyle.
I was gonna say, Pluggo knows that.
I've lived it. I've lived it. It's tough. He shrinks in big games, but
yeah.
It is what it is. I have no faith in this Rockets team right now, so I don't even want to talk about it.
That's fair.
And Ryan, it wasn't a fact that we needed new guests. It's just it's nice to have new. Ryan is part of like probably.
I'm bringing the average age. Not saying you're old, but I'm bringing the average age down.
No, you're bringing it down, dude.
We're old.
Ryan is part of probably. If I had to guess, he's probably been on at least 5 times in 200. He's probably part of our 5-timers club.
Yeah, Bob Tom, like Booker T.
Yeah, like you know how at SNL they give you the 5-timers jacket if you've hosted 5 times.
Yeah.
I'd imagine Ryan's probably his is in the mail.
Yeah, he's got a jacket.
It's in the mail. His little robe. But yeah, you are definitely bringing the average age down. You love that. That is one of your favorite things to bring up on all these podcasts.
Listen,
I'm the young gun here.
Me and So Young, the fresh blood. We always got to make our impact.
Oh, I don't blame you there. Listen, my knees creak when I get out of bed in the morning. It is what it is. I got out of breath just walking up the stairs. It's an old age.
Hey, listen, it's just a bad day. It's a bad day. That's all you got to say.
That's what it's a bad day.
I don't think they're supposed to just be back to back to back to back to back like they sometimes though with the.
Well,
as
you
get older.
I don't know. Oh, we have Sullivan is asking how old are you?
I am 22 years old.
Woo! I will. This is crazy. I will be. My son, my oldest, turns 18 in September.
Wow, that's pretty cool, man.
I am a old man in the game. Ophelia's in the house. What's up, Ophelia? Mrs. Pluggo was just talking about you today. She says she misses you. Shout out to Ophelia.
I remember being 22. You remember being 22?
Yes, I was. What a piece of shit, 22-year-old Pluggo.
I mean,
not saying Aidan. I'm not saying that you're.
Listen,
listen. I sucked at 22. I'll tell you that right now. Ask anybody.
As CM Punk once says, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs. That means I'm better than quite a few people.
There you go. There you go. At the age of 22, I was doing all those things. So my weekends were story driven, let me tell you. Yeah.
We got all these fine folks in the chat, by the way, and we only have 4 likes. That doesn't compute. Hit that like button. Get your questions in about the chamber. Your statements about the chamber. Let's get this popping. We got this young, fresh Aidan.
Come on, we need to get the blood moving. Everybody keep commenting.
I get the blood flowing so that I can feel young again, baby.
Yes.
There we go. There we
go.
Don't
worry. We will talk.
Speaking of being young, AJ Styles. All right, so obviously, Elimination Chamber this Saturday. We're going to be diving into that. We're going to be predicting that here on the show. But we had the go home show Monday night.
Can we stop calling these go home shows because they don't.
Every week's a go home show. We have to go home for Saturday's main event.
Yeah,
the Saturday show and the Sunday show.
But I just nothing big happens anymore where you're like, oh shit, I gotta do
that's
it.
Good is WrestleMania. That's literally it.
Yeah.
Everything else, all right, whatever.
Yeah. But the one thing that I thought was truly good on Monday night's show was this AJ Styles segment at the end of the show. He had the match at the Royal Rumble. He loses to Gunther. The crowd kind of serenades him, gives him his flowers, but he doesn't take off the gloves. So everybody has the questions like, is this just he's leaving WWE? Is he going to go do something else? Is this actually it? Or all this? And then we kind of don't hear a little bit about it for a little bit. And then we hear that they're doing this tribute on Monday. We get to the end of the show on Monday. AJ Styles is there. We see that they have Abyss was there in the back.
Everybody. Kazarian was
Frankie
there.
Kazarian.
The Good Brothers. I was like, this is just crazy.
Yeah. So they're bringing people of the past back, TNA people. He gets to the ring. He has a wonderful speech. He puts over his wife hard, which was awesome and emotional. Talks about his kids, talks about his family. Just a really tremendous good speech from AJ Styles. And then they do the Undertaker gimmick where the Undertaker, everybody comes out. They're giving him his flowers. You could tell AJ's emotional about it. He's, and it feels like this is it. And he says the reason, he mentions the gloves. He goes, people were talking about the gloves. The reason why I didn't take off the gloves there and I have them here is because I wanted to wait till I was home. And he takes off his jacket, takes off his gloves. Undertaker comes out. He says they have unfinished business. And then he surprises AJ and all of us, but specifically surprises AJ and says that he is an inductee in the 2026 Hall of Fame. I would assume he's the headliner, I would expect. Do we think?
You got Stephanie and AJ, I feel like, at the top.
Yeah,
I don't
maybe
know if
Stephanie.
Now, Stephanie, I definitely think is outshined by AJ from like obviously the impact in the business, but
Yeah.
I feel like they're treating it as two big names right now. I don't
Yeah.
know if that means like John Cena gets added on top of that, or
Yeah.
we're just gonna add a bunch of heavy hitters this year instead of having a weaker class to try and maybe draw an audience for a Hall of Fame event. Because in the previous years, it's either been super late at night, nobody wants to be there, or it's like, oh, here's the Hall of Fame. Like cool, we get to be in there, but now we actually go to this. Like I know last year they had their own standalone event. Was it after SmackDown?
It was after SmackDown, yeah.
Yeah,
They
but
can't be doing
SmackDown, SmackDown now ends at 11 on top of it. So
Yes.
you've got this.
If they're gonna do it this year,
I think-
I've said this for years.
Would
do
you
it on a
guys-
Thursday.
Would
There's
you
not-
guys be listen, if they do it on Thursday, then we're getting counter programmed. We're not having that.
I mean, their ratings will be low. Their ratings will be low.
What about like, could they do that? I was going to say, couldn't you just make that SmackDown, that go home and integrate it in? But then, because I know that the problem they had before when it was standalone is guys like, Hillbilly Jim would talk for 45 minutes and it was and then it would go for 6 hours. So then they decided to shorten it up and have it just, you get 5 minutes. And then how do we do this? Do you do it in the afternoon on the Saturday?
Just hear me out.
No, because SmackDown's literally going to be WrestleMania is at 2:30 this year.
Oh, that's right. In Vegas.
So you can't really even do anything. Like I said, the best time, honestly, is early on a Thursday where everyone's in town, everyone's doing stuff. Let's do it then. Or you do it really late Thursday night where it's like, all right, fine. You have all of Friday to sleep or do whatever the hell you want. But you cannot be doing this after SmackDown because people wake up early. For WrestleMania.
Well, and what I would do if you were going to do anything, maybe like if you didn't want to just have it at a weird time or on a different day, what I would do is I would say, all right, one night only. We're going from 8 to midnight tonight for SmackDown. 8 to 10 is SmackDown. 10 to 12 is the Hall of Fame. That's it. Same arena. Same whatever. You do the main event segment. You do your intros while they're swapping the ring around to the whatever it needs to be. And then you just got to tell the Hall of Fame people like, hey, you have time to do your speech, but like, don't.
Would you then just make the show earlier? Like start at 6? Because I don't know if people.
Yeah, you could do that. Maybe if you want to do 7 to 11, maybe instead of 8 to 12 or
why
6
not?
To 10,
Why not the week before? Just do a standalone.
Because then the problem is people have to then travel for this, and then you got also travel to Mania.
Yeah.
The reason they do it Mania week, I feel like just because everyone's already there, we can bring you out for WrestleMania, get your pop. But you gotta find a good time to do it where people actually care. Because I'm not gonna. I want to go. I would love to go to the Hall of Fame, but like again, if I have to choose sleeping or staying out until 3 a.m, that might be a difficult choice.
Right, and I mean, in years past, I've missed it and just caught the speech that I wanted to see later on because he said it's late. And if SmackDown's going till 11, that's tough. I mean, granted, they'll be in Vegas, so it'll be local time. It won't be so bad, but for people on the East Coast,
yeah. But you also have Scott who doesn't. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and Scott he says, "What about that week? You just don't do SmackDown. Friday night is for the Hall of Fame.
How are you going to have the Andre the Giant Battle Royal Memorial?
How about you have it on one of your 3-hour pre-shows one of the days?
The wrestle.
Now that makes sense, but like again, you need to build. You have some last minute builds for your Mania. Like we had a really cool Cody and Cena segment that SmackDown before WrestleMania.
Yeah.
You get rid of that opportunity by not having a SmackDown. Like the cool idea. You could genuinely make SmackDown an hour if you really wanted to bring it down. No commercials and just say F it. It's WrestleMania weekend. People are gonna be watching. We could do our little picture-in-picture ad and let's get it done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's ways to be creative and do it about it, but I don't. The late night Friday, like last year on the East Coast, it started at 11 p.m. That's when it started. And like you said, Pluggo, now all of a sudden SmackDown goes to 11 p.m. as constituted because it's 3 hours now. So what are you going to start it at midnight? Like some people, like you said, are getting up early for WrestleMania the next day. Some people on the East Coast work on Saturdays, pending on your living. Like, what are you going to be doing? Staying up till 3 or 4 in the morning watching the Hall of Fame, and then
back when they had the WWE Network, which we all miss, that was you could just throw the special up on a Thursday, like you're saying, and it stands alone and do your thing. And now
Saturdays because there was only one night of Mania.
Then they went to Saturdays, one night of Mania, but now it's like which was cool. I don't know the answer, but it's going to be tough to watch.
Yeah,
we gotta the ball. Did we piss the boss off?
Yeah, I don't know. I think we have
I'll bring him in real quick, boss. What happened?
Pluggo, it's the start of the year. I thought we were all good after your 250th show. We've got another guest that you're making me pay out the ass.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what we do. We blow the budget. It says CEO of blowing budgets under his name.
And I know Boris is pissed because that money doesn't go to him. So
it's true. And
that guy's getting my money.
We just wanted to say hi. We're setting up for the shows this weekend, and love y'all. So
I'm going to do the worst commentary ever.
All right.
Oh, don't do that.
What else
we appreciate you popping in and saying hello. We know the shows are going to be awesome this weekend.
Yeah, they are.
Have some great shows, and we're looking forward to watching them.
JPJ's way of saying, get the fuck out of here.
It's true. We're going to duck the line, drop 2, get out of the business. We'll see you soon.
All right.
Don't hit end stream. Love you guys. Yeah, that's Spencer Love and Big Bad Boris. They are, like he said, setting up for LPW 45 tomorrow night in Edmonton, Alberta. Fistful of Tights. They're doing the prelude today, the Clandestine Wrestling Society and LPW shows that they do on Thursday nights at the Rec. But yeah, I don't know about this WrestleMania.
Yeah.
This weekend's and here's the thing, that they also have this problem that like there's all this other stuff to do around WrestleMania weekend now too. Like you got the collective that's killing. There's like 80 different shows going on, so people may hear me out. Maybe the Hall of Fame shouldn't be WrestleMania time. I know it's the big grand, but like the NFL doesn't do the Hall of Fame at the Super Bowl. They announce Hall of Famers and then they do a thing in the summer. Maybe we move the Hall of Fame to a time where it can have its own, because it is cool, right? Like it's boring to watch sometimes, but it is cool to see. Like, I would love to have AJ Styles get proper time to tell his story. Stephanie McMahon deserves proper time, but if they're up against a USA Network time constraint because we're doing it on SmackDown, so yeah, maybe we move it. I don't know, that might be an idea.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate it. I mean,
Baseball Hall of Fame, they announced their Hall of Famers, a couple of weeks, about a month ago, but they're not going to do that until like August.
The summer. Yeah. Summer. So, yeah, I mean, it's something to think about. I don't know. Yeah, I just feel like, at least for us East Coasters, I feel like the Hall of Fame, WrestleMania weekend, if I'm not watching something, the Hall of Fame is the first choice for me that I'm not watching. I'll go back and watch a speech, like Pluggo said, like, oh, I want to see Triple H's speech. I'll watch the speech. But, like, I'm not, I feel like if I only have certain time for one of the things, if I'm checking something off, the Hall of Fame, unfortunately, is usually the thing I'm checking off, And they've already announced that they're moving Stand and Deliver off of WrestleMania weekend now to its own thing.
Maybe they do that. Maybe that Saturday morning they try.
They could do, that could be a good little fit in if you did Saturday early afternoon or afternoon Saturday, and then everyone gets a couple hours, and then you go to WrestleMania, I guess, if they wanted to do that. I don't know. There's options, but
I don't know. I was like, do you need this to be the spec? Do we need the fans? Do we want they want fans to be there. How do you get them to be there? You got to do, maybe they do it that pre-show instead of, like you said, it's like 3 hours. Like,
hell, like you legit, the WrestleMania pre-show, instead of being there for 3 hours analyzing it like it's some brand new thing that we have no idea about, which everyone knows, you could probably summarize and just everything in 30 minutes, and there's your Hall of Fame. You can do it in the stadium if you really want.
Yeah.
Really do it in the stadium. Have them walk out. If you choose to be there, you can see these speeches.
Yeah, because when we went to TNA's Bound for Glory, they did the Hall of Fames the hour before on their pre-show. So when we got there, like, if you really wanted to see Mickie James give her speech, which was a spectacle in itself, like, you could just be there and be a part of that. And they shot the camera where it looked like there was plenty of people, but there were still people coming in. The funniest part for us was the lady that was like, that inducted her, like the lady that was running, it was just like, wrap this shit up. We're on.
Yeah, she was. They were.
She was full, like sending them home. She's like, let's go.
She was doing the windmill. She was doing the windmill because they weren't listening.
I've seen that clip online. I was like,
yeah, she was. They were not listening, and she was like, "Okay, guys, I'm going to start doing a cartwheel. I'm going to start doing a cartwheel." We have Ryan Thunder joining, saying it's Aidan.
What's my boy Ryan? What's up, Ryan?
Yeah, it's John, and it between three beards. Yes,
yeah,
it's true. But Aidan, so the AJ Styles segment at the end of the show, for someone like you who is on the younger side of things, I assume WWE has really been the main course for you when it comes to AJ Styles. So as someone, and again, I wasn't an avid TNA watcher, but I saw the matches I needed to see. I saw the New Japan stuff and stuff. But AJ, this is where I've seen AJ the most. But even as someone that's a little younger than us, just kind of how were you feeling watching this segment? It seems like this is real. AJ was on a podcast today saying this is real. Like he's done. He signed a contract extension to help develop the younger talent there. So how'd you feel about the ending segment and just kind of the end of AJ Styles' career officially? Now that we kind of know it was at the Royal Rumble against Gunther.
So the first thing that really popped out to me was I was expecting some shenanigans to happen. I feel like with all these retirement angles, we usually get some weird shenanigans, whether someone comes out, you try to put some young talent over. I was just like, all right, listen, he already got retired by Gunther in Saudi Arabia, which I feel like it's crazy not doing it in one of the towns that like really liked AJ Styles in front of a nothing wrong with going to do shows over there, but having a newer audience, getting a retirement of someone who solidified his career in places like Atlanta, Georgia. You could even go where TNA was based, but nah, we didn't. So him finally getting his moment in Atlanta, I really enjoyed it, and I thought it was pretty good. I really felt that, because for me, AJ Styles, when I was starting to fall out of wrestling in middle school, and it wasn't really too long of a period, but still it was like a year or so where I wasn't super locked in. That's when he came in, and I still remember watching it for his stuff. I remember watching the Cena matches, watching all the SmackDown Live when he became WWE champion. And then when I got really back into it a year or so later, he was still there at the top of his game, and he's always been one of those constant superstars, because we have Roman Reigns, who might be a part-timer, Brock Lesnar, who's a part-timer, but AJ Styles is a consistent superstar who would be on my TV show every week, like Kevin Owens, like Drew McIntyre. So it was someone I really enjoyed. I always enjoyed his matches. I kind of wish towards the end of his career we got a little more championship gold on his shoulders. I feel like that's something a lot of people wanted to see. I feel like world championship reign would be something fans were raving about recently, but it never happened, which is what it is. But him being able to retire, getting the surprise Hall of Fame, I really enjoyed it, and I didn't really get emotional for things like that, but like it was definitely really sentimental and really awesome just to see him get his moment. I'm like, damn, that's really cool. The video package, they were picking good songs.
Oh, Creed, man.
Literally, like the Cena ones, we had good songs that I might not have heard of both of them, but like once I heard one, I'm like, it's stuck in my head. Every time I hear it, I'm like John Cena. And now with this Creed song, it's gonna be every time I heard
Arms Wide Open.
It wasn't that song, plug up.
That's a Creed song.
It is a Creed song, but it wasn't that. Once I heard the opening riff to Higher, I was like, oh baby.
Yeah, I was like, yo, we're getting.
I was like, Creed, we're back, baby, we're back. About time WWA made me feel something. Jesus. Anyway,
he's like, it moved.
It's been 8 months since I felt anything watching WWE. No, I'm kidding.
Really?
No. Listen, I've been saying on here.
You've not been the most positive WWE watcher. Don't know.
Uh-oh.
I've said okay. I've said the shows are never bad. Like Raw, I thought was bad. I thought Raw was bad. Besides the AJ style, I thought Raw was very subpar. But they're not bad shows. They're fine shows. It's good wrestling. I just feel like creatively there hasn't been anything besides the new guys like Trick, Oba, Javon. Like these guys coming up have rejuvenated me a bit, but I feel like the booking decisions and just a lot of the stuff we've seen for 6-8 months now has been just like kind of very safe and very like uninspiring to me. Not bad. I get it. Yeah. Cody is and I love Cody. I am you can ask Pluggo. We have been in arguments over Cody. I am a huge Cody guy, but like, I didn't think Roman needed to win the Rumble necessarily to get the match with Punk. I think you could have gave it to now he's injured, so it doesn't matter. You could have done something different, and still got to Punk and Roman. I was upset the back-to-back Saturday night's main events that Cody should have lost both of those matches to Obafemi and Jacob Fatu, but they didn't want to give Cody an L, so they had a bullshit finish with Drew, and then they just had them brawl, and I'm sitting here going, if Cody loses these matches, it does not matter. It does not hurt Cody. It's okay for him to lose. I don't know. Just things like that. But all in all, like I said, the shows aren't bad. It's WrestleMania season. I'm excited. I'm excited about the Rumble. I felt like the Rumble was underwhelming a little bit. It's just, this is the time where we're all pumped for WWE. And I feel like they're in a little bit of a rut. And injuries are definitely part of it. Like, I get that completely, but I do feel like they're in a little bit of a rut. And it's not a good time to be in a rut, you know?
Especially on the road to WrestleMania, we really got to speed things up and get things going. Now, I feel like there's a reason why they booked Roman Reigns to win the Rumble. Now, depending on what happens this week, and I assume we'll get to the chamber parts later, but there's a certain other guy who I thought should have won the Rumble, and I feel like they're trying to substitute it for a chamber win. So if it doesn't go well, they don't have to look at history like Jey Uso, because some people are going to be like, oh, Jey Uso winning the Rumble was stupid. And now, because he's part of history, they're going to be like, damn, that's a waste, because you look at Jey Uso next to Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, John Cena. It doesn't necessarily stack up, but nothing wrong with Jey Uso winning a Rumble.
No, we were in the build. We were there. We were in
wild.
Indianapolis. It was
That's awesome.
we got to do. We were fortunate enough to do media for that, and even in the press room, we were all.
Everybody was like, "What
shocked,
just
like,
happened?"
Shocked. Like the noise in the press room was the loudest I've heard ever in that type of
So,
environment.
And that's
you know.
proof. That's proof that they can do those things and they can take these shots. And it may not always hit, but at least take it. It has felt a little safe. Like, but
but like, look at the night after the Rumble, that segment with CM Punk and Roman. That sold me a ticket, baby.
That was awesome.
That show ended, and I was like, "All right, let's go, boy." Like,
I wasn't sold on it before. I'm like, all right, cool. I guess we'll get it. But I'm like, I need that. I need that now.
So even me being uninspired by the Rumble, 24 hours later, I was like, "Let's fucking go, man!
Yeah.
Let's
go." For the first
You know?
time in a while, I'm like, "Where the hell is Roman? I need more back and forth. Like this Finn and Punk stuff is cool, but I want more." And I know Roman will be there Monday. So it'll probably amplify what's been going on. But they have that banger, and then Roman's like, "See ya."
Yeah,
he's gonna be good though, because we're getting, for the first time, I feel like forever, like maybe ever, we have a full-time Brock and a full-time Roman heading into WrestleMania. Regardless how I feel about Brock Lesnar, we get both those superstars every week. Like, Raw is actually like a must-see show. Like, I'm super excited about it. I just hope your card can make up and fill in the right places, especially getting good matches and maybe some title changes on the way to Mania.
That'd be nice. Speaking of Raw, boys, I'm gonna segue because I gotta ask, because I don't even. What are we doing with the Vision? Are they done? Or we just call it DOA, dead on
cursed?
We're just calling it done on Monday.
The other day, maybe we get an Ego to make his way into a Vision, possibly change the Vision, because clearly it's not going the direction I thought it was going, which is I thought maybe we'd get like a Braun or a Logan versus Brock. Clearly that's not happening anymore. So
no,
I don't know what you do anymore. This masked guy, you're gonna have to wrap this up Monday. Like, this is it.
Yeah,
either got Chamber or Monday, and that's it. We can't be doing this anymore.
I like what you're thinking. I would have Ethan Page and Ricky Saints immediately join up. I would have them join the group immediately.
Really?
Both of them, same time, boom. And then I would have Heyman just listen. First of all, the group is cursed.
Listen, I don't think. Here's the thing. I don't think you're wrong. I don't disagree with Ethan and Ricky being picks to maybe try to salvage what's left of this Vision, but that really guts NXT.
It does.
I know, but look, I feel
because listen, as much as I love what's going on in NXT with some of these young guys like Keanu Carver,
Vanity Project, baby,
Vanity Project, they're not. I don't think they're seasoned enough to carry it. We need a little more time.
But I think they have a veteran in Joe Hendry.
Joe Hendry and a bunch of kids.
I don't know if you're right, veteran in that terminology.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah,
he's a young vet with a guy like a Ricky Saints or an Ethan who have been seasoned in major companies as big time players. They kind of know what to do, and with moving that, either you gotta bring up some main roster talents, like, yo, guys, can you come down? Like Gargano, can you come down for like 6 months and really help us out?
He's too busy planking on everything. He's busy.
Listen, he might need to reutilize some of that black and gold magic and bring it back. I don't know.
Yeah. I used to joke that Johnny Gargano has won his 975th takeover match because that guy forever was like, we need a match. Put Gargano in there.
Hey, buddy, I got you. Guess what?
And don't get me wrong, bangers.
Oh yeah,
bangers. But
absolutely.
But yeah, because Bronson Reed's out now.
Terrible.
My brother,
Terrible.
man.
I love Bronson Reed. I love him.
Man.
Yeah. And he was slated to win that match and be in the chamber. I don't think he would have won the chamber, but he was.
Oh hell no, he wasn't.
He was going to have a big. He was going to have a big role in that match. I'm sure they would have made him look great as he was building to whatever he was going to do at Mania. And it's unfortunate. It's a bicep injury, so that's a good chunk of time he's going to be gone.
4 to 6 months.
Yeah.
They said.
Yeah, which
I heard it's
terrible.
not like a regular bicep. It's some weird like lateral. I saw it 3 months.
Okay.
Now, knowing them, maybe it's 3 to 4, and he can come back after Mania. Which,
Yeah, SummerSlam. Maybe we can get him in the ramp up to SummerSlam or something
depends
like
what you
that,
wanna
or
do with
middle.
him. I think
I
he could be a
feel-
future world champion.
100%. I 100% agree with you.
I feel
When
bad.
you-
I feel
when-
bad for Jey Uso too.
When you
Having to
have
be
a
put in the
feel
spot.
bad?
Well, because he's now in this spot where not a single person is like, yeah, I want Jay in this match, right? Because we
Well, the
wanted
problem is now, like he's the first guy out, right?
right, and you
It
know he's
makes
doing
no other sense for him to stay in that.
and
match
you
while
know
the
he's
first
gonna
guy out.
run. He's gonna do the run back thing, which some people can't stand. So it's not gonna get perceived well for him. It's just not a good. It's just bad all around,
I'm not
right?
gonna lie to you. You know who's going to eliminate him, right? And I see the vision as you just said it. Trick Williams is going to kick the shit out of him.
Yeah.
And hit him with that trick shot. Boom, it's over. 1, 2, 3. Whoop that trick and send him
While
out.
he's running it back, that was
Yes.
wild.
Don't even end the music. Don't end the music. Keep that music playing, and then you switch it to Trick Williams, and he go, "Whoa, that trick!
That would be
Whoa, that
amazing.
trick."
I'm here for that.
I want to talk about, which we're going to, but I want to talk about Trick, and I want to talk about, you mentioned Brock Lesnar. I don't really want to talk about Brock Lesnar too much, but on Raw, he issued an open so there were rumors afoot that I saw before Raw, and I started to get a little nervous because they were like, Brock Lesnar could be slated to join the Elimination Chamber match by taking somebody out. And I was like, if they take out Javon Evans, I swear to God, I'm going to lose. That might be it for me. I might be done because I was losing my shit. But then it seemed they went a completely different route, and Brock Lesnar is basically having an open challenge. It feels like on the road to WrestleMania. If somebody wants to step up, they can step up. I have a feeling it'll probably, but first night on Monday, in the middle of the promo, the crowd is chanting for Obafemi.
Yes.
It needs to be Obafemi.
There's
And
two guys
Obafemi needs
selected.
to win the match.
It's
If
Oba or
Obafemi.
Royce. Because Royce
would be a good choice.
I feel like he's an underrated one. I just don't think Brock would do the job for him. I feel like Oba's a little too undeniable, where it's like, all right, Brock, nothing you could say that's convincing me. He's going Oba.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, if I'm Triple H or whoever's talking to Brock, I'm like, look, Oba's our guy. Royce might be like Royce has a great.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Oba's younger.
Oba's
and
26
now.
years old. Yeah, 26. And and Trick Williams too. And Javon is there too, but I think Javon will take a little bit more time. But immediately for Obafemi and Trick Williams, it is clear that the audience is bought in on these guys as massive guys immediately. And when you look at the WWE, especially the world title pictures, there isn't a lot of youth in the world title pictures. And I feel like these two guys, we had the Braun Breaker flirting with it, and then they just kind of booked him however they just did that. And now he's hurt, so it's different. But I feel like with these two guys, I think we're going to get to a point where the crowd is so into them that they're not going to be able to kind of hide them away from the main event scene. Like they're gonna have to be like, all right, we can't stifle these guys. We gotta.
Speaking of can't stifle, what's up, Auntie in the house?
Auntie Collins,
We got
one of my faves.
Bonkers LFC's also in the house. Welcome in. Yeah, you can't deny these two. They're Trick gets whooped that Trick chance. He's not
They were
even
chanting.
there.
Yeah, they were chanting "Whoop that Trick" on Raw last week, and he's not even on that show.
I heard a comparison to Trick this week, and I really see it. 98 Rock. Do you see any? I'm like, yo, that might be the best comparison I've seen ever, because people are like, are we gonna turn him babyface? And it's like, no, he's cool as a heel. You let that saturate. He becomes a babyface because it just makes sense at the time. Which
And even if
6 months, that might be 6 weeks. It really depends on how he's able to cook.
And even if he becomes a babyface, he needs to be that cool, still like
Yes.
Rocky talking shit babyface.
100%.
Where you're like, he still has heel tendencies, but he's just undeniably good, and we love him.
Cheat. He still cheat in his matches, like
Yeah,
flat
yeah.
out. That's the trick thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and like in Obafemi, I mean, it was apparent in NXT the first time you saw him. It was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, all right, this is a different cat here, but now. Again, immediate. They're chanting Oba during his entrances, like they did Goldberg. Like he's got that effect. People are doing the walk in the audience. It's like it is not. This is not something where we're gonna wait 2 years before this guy's a world champion. Like this is something where it's like no. Like this is this is happening soon, like sooner than we think. I just look at it and I'm like. WWE needs a jolt in the arm to me, and youth would do it. We on this show said that I would have had Braun Breaker beat CM Punk on that Raw. I would have done it.
It's a combination of they got two guys right now in Oba and Trick especially, and Giovanni. We'll throw Giovanni, three guys right now that like people are behind. One because they're fucking good, and two because we want new people into these mixes because that has been the biggest complaint. In terms of like story, it's always the same top guys. Like we need some new guys in there, and here's three. So everybody's like, if Triple H is listening, these are the guys we want. And I mean, it's going to be an interesting ride for the next 5-10 years of how these three careers go. Like they're going to become undeniable at one point. You're just have to pull the trigger on them and give them a shot. It's going to be cool to see.
Hey, if I had to pick one of them, I'm not going to lie to you. Trick Williams is going to be.
Is it Trick? That was going to be my.
Like, I'm not waiting the whole year. No. Money in the bank, give that to Trick Williams and let him win.
Not enough adversity. I was going to ask, that was going to be my next question to the group or to the chat. Like, over the next 5 years, whose career would you take? Javon, Trick, or Oba to be the most successful of the three?
I think Trick will. Listen.
Who's going to have the better 5-year run?
Trick Williams, to me, has Trick Williams has everything.
Yeah.
Everything you want. He's charismatic. He can talk. He's uber athletic. Not saying the other. He's got the look. Like he's, like, and not saying the other two guys don't. There are different types of superstars. I look at Obafemi and I'm like, that's a Gunther, big man, Brock Lesnar type star. And Trick Williams to me is. I don't want to make the comparison because that's a very hard comparison, but he is like. He is that type of level guy. He has. We're talking baseballer. He's a 5-tool player. Trick Williams. He's a 5-tool player, and he's got everything you want. He's got everything you want. I would take him. I would take him as my number one pick of those three. Yeah. All right. Let's talk some
Trick as well.
Yeah. Let's talk some Chamber. We got 4 matches.
Technically, we got 5 things because we got the box.
That is
Can't
true.
That's almost I saw a promotion. That's a match technically because that's the whole 20 minutes. So
well, you know what?
What's in the box?
Let's start there. We'll start there. What's in the box?
There's a couple things. I've been jokingly but half serious think it's an American Wheatley vodka ad. I'm so serious. I feel like they're gonna open it. It'll be this massive bottle, like a prime bottle, and be like, Cody Rhodes is like. Why haven't you opened the box yet? Knocks on it, opens it up. Oh yeah, American Weekly Vodka, like my bus. Get it now.
Oh no,
they would do that. So good, I drink it. And it's just just the jingle.
Yeah,
literally.
They would do that out in the ring in front of the crowd.
No, the parking lot. That's a backstage segment.
This is Chicago. They'll burn they'll be angry.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's why I think there's another guy.
Why did they do this to themselves?
It's a guy. Danhausen.
I've been seeing the Danhausen floating around.
That'd be fun.
It won't be Jericho. It's not. I know better. I would love it to be. It won't be.
That's who I want it to be. I've been saying it's going to be Jericho, but I've been losing faith by the day that it will actually. My thing is, if it's a person in there, are they alive? How are they breathing?
I mean, the Undertaker
been in this box for 2.5 weeks.
So I mean, anytime there's a casket,
Yeah, it's fair. Yeah. Do we actually? So
if we're operating under the assumption it's a debut, let's just say it's a debut.
Mm-hmm.
Your money's on Danhausen?
It has to be, because I feel like that's the most realistic option that doesn't affect a big enough, like, not knocking him, but like Jericho, I feel like it's too high profile where AEW would do their best to not let it happen. I think Danhausen's out of his contract, and I would just personally like to see someone like Danhausen actually be WWE, because R-Truth's on his way out eventually, and we need a comedy relief character on TV, which Danhausen would be. He's not going to win the WWE Championship, but like he'll get his TV time to be able to cook, have some fun stories. You know, I could see Obafemi beating the shit out of him one day just because it's funny, and then we go on from there.
And have you noticed that neither GM wants the box?
That's
Neither
the best
one of-
part. They're like, I don't want it. Send it away.
So if I'm a person in said box, if it's a wrestler, and I go, well, neither one of you wanted me, like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, I'm super curious. Like, can't believe they've got me hooked on a box. Like, I'm like, what is in there? And Danhausen would make sense. He could.
How would you feel if it's a key? Like, there's no story, no context. It's just a key, and then we have a moment. It's like, what's that? And then you pan to something where it's like, oh.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of, like, you know, is it going to be something of that form? Like it's something that leads to something else instead of it being
a little pebble or like
or something like
it's like
so it's like more, it leads to more intrigue of something coming along on the road to Mania. Yeah. Like, what the hell? Like it's like a clue or like a certain something.
It's
that
a crate full of teeth.
You know,
because of Danhausen.
I saw something that could be an extra pod. I'm thankful that Brock announced that open challenge thing, because then it can't be Brock, because it just won't be.
What if they had Brock take out Jey Uso, though? Because Jey Uso wasn't supposed to be in the match.
But because the open challenge, that kind of goes back on it. It's not an open challenge if you're just telling the dude to challenge yourself.
Yeah,
so
that's fair.
That's why I think they fully basically said we're not having Brock.
We're not having Brock in there, which I think is the right decision.
100%.
An extra pod. So you would have 5 pods. You couldn't just do, like, one year they did like a triple threat to start it to get the extra person in there. I'm trying to remember which Elimination Chamber that was, but
yeah,
and extra pod would be interesting. But I feel like, would you really ramp it up that much on these shows? And it's got to be something that's you want to, because they're making it a focal point of these shows.
It's got to be something good, but it can't be too good, right? Like,
right.
I know my expectations not going to be that high, which they usually are, because Royal Rumble, Chris Jericho's coming back. I bought into the Chris.
Even Chris Jericho wouldn't do that. I don't think Chris Jericho would be like, yeah, put me in a box and open me in a chamber.
He would do that though, because that's something stupid. He'd be like, "I'm a man of a million gimmicks. I can do it all." I can.
You think so? You think he would?
The lights?
He could be a wizard. He could be the Ayatollah. He has a list. Trust me, there's anything Chris Jericho could do. He'll be a mime. He'll come out with his face paint.
The door of the box, pops open. It's pitch black, and you just see the light up jacket. Now and everyone's like, "Oh shit, it's Jericho!" And then he does the pose, and there we are.
Now,
but it's not going to be Jericho.
Because I was trying to think of, like, how do you pace this show from a booking? Like, you gonna main event with a chamber? Do you main event with CM Punk? It is his town, but like, if someone like LA Knight were to win a chamber, which I don't know, may happen, we might talk about it. But if a big time superstar wins a chamber, do we have that go last, or do we just let Punk go last in his house?
Have the chamber. Well, the chamber winner wouldn't come out and even look at Punk anyway, because it's for Drew.
I personally think that Punk's going to open the show.
Really?
I think Punk and Balor opens. No, I think it's Punk and Balor, and then I think we go women's chamber, IC title, men's chamber. I think that's how we roll.
Interesting.
Because I do feel like, because it's Elimination Chamber, they'll end with. We're going to talk about it, but they'll probably end with Cody Rhodes winning the Elimination Chamber. But it is Chicago. Maybe Punk retaining, and then maybe, I know Roman showing up on Raw. But maybe, you never know. I don't know. You could do something like that. Get some massive heat on Roman if they wanted to. If Punk retains against Balor and then Roman comes out of nowhere and spears him. And
I promise you, the fans are still going to be like,
yeah. But I don't know. We'll see. But we will talk about Becky first when we're talking about previewing the show, because let's talk about the singles match for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. It is Becky Lynch defending against Chicago's own as well, AJ Lee. I'm excited for this match. I think the two non-chamber matches, I like the vibe. I like how it's Punk and AJ. I like how they're both Chicago people. I just think they picked the two good matches that are non-chamber matches. This is my favorite iteration of Becky Lynch ever. I think
greatest of all time.
Yeah,
and that's not just me saying it.
Future Report's saying it. Everybody's saying it.
Aidan Achong is saying it. Plato's saying it. JPJ's saying it.
We're all saying it.
Everyone's saying it.
Everyone's saying it. She's awesome. I love the gimmick. I love everything she's doing right now. I thought, and again, this still very much could be, I thought this was the Mania match. It probably still will be. But I'm surprised they're actually doing this here. I thought that this would be the Mania match for the IC title.
Yeah.
Maybe AJ Lee just doesn't like to travel. She's like, I'm already here. I'll do it here.
I was thinking, what if we just change opponents? What if we went to do Bayley versus AJ Lee instead? Which, not a knock on Becky. I feel like Becky could make anything magic, and maybe we're like, hey, let's do this in Chicago. It's a big match. If we I think they're gonna gauge whether it goes well or not, right?
Yeah.
Because you have enough time to possibly pivot and do something else. Maybe get other women involved in this match, or if it goes really well and you have a screwy finish, we could just run it back at WrestleMania, which I think fans will be okay with. Now, I'm excited for the match.
Oh yeah.
I'm definitely more one side than the other in this. Who I think is going to win here?
That's what you're.
Man's going over. There's no world AJ Lee wins this match, because then there's no reason to have a rematch.
I agree. I think Becky will win chicanerously, and that will lead to a rematch at Mania. Pluggo, it looked like you were going to say something.
I don't think either one of you are wrong. I have this match going. I think Becky Lynch is going to disqualify herself.
Okay, that would count as kind of
AJ wins, but Becky Lynch pushes an official or something.
Okay,
she tries to, because that way she doesn't have to deal with the crazy AJ Lee in Chicago.
That's fair. Becky, I think we all are in agreement that Becky's leaving still the champ.
Rainmaker Wrestling Pod's in the house going, is that Plug or Channing Tatum? You're too kind. I don't look like Channing.
I was going to say, we got Channing Tatum over here? Did I not?
My name's Jeff.
My name's Jeff. 20. Is that 22? Is that 22?
22, yep.
Yeah.
Describe it in great detail. And he's like, I hate when you do that to me.
Yeah. I think, we're all in agreement that we think Becky will be the women's IC champion heading into WrestleMania.
But you don't think that there's a world where AJ Lee could get it done in Chicago and then hold it till WrestleMania and have the match
with Becky?
How would we get that rematch without because Becky loses, right? Loses everything. You don't have the title anymore. I don't know how you get the story where AJ's like, all right, we have to do this again, because then you just sound like your husband. And CM Punk doing the same thing he just did. And I feel like he could do it. Don't get me wrong. But I feel like it's a little repetitive. And I feel like if Becky is the one trying to run away with the championship and AJ Lee's trying to chase it, it's a better and easier story to tell than Becky Lynch trying to chase the title.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, no, and plus she hasn't been. This is like her first. This would be like her first singles match and
her fourth match back.
Yeah. So, and then I have Becky Lynch just she got goaded into she didn't want the match, and she got goaded into having the match. They didn't put a stipulation on the match, which says to me that Becky Lynch is going to do what she can to get out of it, and that's the way we end up somehow, some way. And she might even take the title, walk off, count out, boom, done. And then AJ goes, we're doing this at Mania, and then they'll put the stipulation on it.
Yeah. That's
the stipulation could be as simple as if Becky gets disqualified, she loses the belt. Make it easy where it doesn't have to be some crazy Hell in the Cell.
Well, they've done that before with Triple H and Randy Orton, and let's just say they didn't go well. So maybe he reassessed. Maybe he reassesses this and goes no DQ. Last one standing.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, there you go.
All right. We then have a singles match. We'll talk about the two non-chamber matches first. For the World Heavyweight Championship, we are running it back from that wonderful main event in Ireland. It is CM Punk defending once again against Finn Balor. I very much am kind of enjoying this resurgence of Finn Balor towards the main event picture. He has been far away from the main event picture for a long time. I also think Finn Balor is somebody who should be a world champion this calendar year. But like I thought in the main event on a Raw a few weeks ago, I don't think Finn Balor has a chance in hell to win this match because I don't think they're going to mess with Roman and Punk for Mania. However, I expect this match to be as good, if not better, than the match from Raw a month ago or so. And in Chicago with the rabid crowd, I expect this to be really, 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 really good. But CM Punk is going to retain, Aidan.
It depends on where this honestly goes in the card. If it main events, I feel like there's a small chance where it's like, hey, I mean, Balor could win, drop it on Monday, and then we have the Dom story that way, where it's like, all right, Finn got again, held it for a day, and it's like, I want to see it again. Because in a perfect world, right, Roman or Punk champion at Mania, Dom will probably be champion this year, just knowing how his story and trajectory is going. You could then get Finn Balor championship that way, a proper reign. So he's not going to take a clean loss. Some shenanigans going to happen, whether he wins, whether he loses because of Dom or JD. Something's going to happen. It just depends on what. And I feel like there's still a lot of intrigue and mystery as to what can be, because we still, again, we don't know. You know, we think Dom versus Balor's happening, but for all I know, Obafemi could go face Dom in WrestleMania and just take the IC title from him like that. So,
I don't hate it. I do think there will be a lot of interference in this match, Pluggo. How you feel? I is clearly right. Like we're gonna see.
Well, you got that underlining story of Dom's a little annoyed right now that nobody seems to want to help him out, but you know they're all helping each other out. Finn wants to do it on his own. You're right. There's no chance I could see a world where Finn Balor's winning here. I mean, although it would be kind of an intriguing on the Adam Pearce end, where it's like, I told you, Punk, don't ruin your chance at WrestleMania main event, but they're not going to do that. I think he posted something. They got posters of Roman and CM Punk posted all over Las Vegas, all over the streets of Vegas. They're not messing with this money match this close to the main event. But yeah, go ahead.
I got a what if for you here, and I thought this recently. It might be stupid. What if Seth Rollins comes out here?
Oh,
and everyone thinks he's chasing the Vision. No. He wants his title back. Fuck the Vision. Because he's better than them. He made them. He can destroy them whenever he wants to. He wants his title. What if they said, screw it. We're going to have Seth somehow, or this masked guy come out, or maybe just Seth Rollins, make sure Punk wins. And then Rollins comes, beats him up, holds the title up, and then we run that Mania main event back, except it's the real main event. And it's a new story.
Maybe.
Same guys, but again, new story. No Heyman. It's just Seth trying to be desperate. People might see him as a babyface, to be honest with you, because you know what? People want to see Seth. He got done dirty, so in logic, he's a babyface. So what do you do? I feel like that story would be phenomenal, especially with now, we're definitely not getting Braun versus Seth. There's no way they're going to rush them both back before Mania and just say, do a match. I would love to see it. I don't think other fans, I'm not sure every fan will want to see it, but I think it's interesting if they wanted to go that avenue.
No, we'd want to see that. I got a question for you guys. I'd want to see that. I will always be pro Seth and Punk needling each other for the rest of their careers. I will never get sick of it. You could run it every pay-per-view and I'd be
all
okay
three of them though. Seth and Roman too.
Now with Roman, yeah.
You know,
they still need their one-on-one match, which would have been this year. It would have happened had Seth not gotten hurt, which makes me feel like, hey, you were going to do it anyway.
Yeah, maybe that. Yeah, that. I mean, I would be more than okay with those two going one-on-one at SummerSlam if they, we can delay it and have it at Summer. I don't know, but Pluggo, yeah.
I was going to ask you. I was going to ask everybody. Let's go into the future. The time machine. We're going to go to the future. It's April 21st, 22nd. Right, because 20th.
That's Raw.
Are we going to be looking back? Will the CM Punk Finn Balor match be better than the Roman Punk match? Because both matches are going to look good. Like, which match are we going to go? That was awesome.
Oh, they're going to be different types of matches.
Yeah. Sure, but like
Roman match will give. I don't want to say Rock Hogan, but it'll be the spectacle of it. I think the in-ring will definitely be up to par. It was last year. But I feel like the hometown crowd with Punk in the United Center could be that difference maker where it's like, okay, this might feel better as a watch, but as a story and a match, it could be Roman Punk. It just depends on what goes on because I feel like this Finn and Punk story hasn't had to stretch it out. It's the perfect time. It was like Sammy and Roman a couple years ago. He turned at Rumble, and then right at Chamber, we have their match. We don't have to waste 9 weeks trying to milk and add new layers to a story. It's already told. It's already right here in our face. As to a Punk and Roman, there might be a little exposure or overexposure of that story, which fans might be like, I don't really want to see it. Like, I want to see it, sure, but like, it's all right. Let's get to it. Let's get it over with. Punk Balor, it's here, it's now, and I feel like the fans are just starting to clamor about it, and we're finally getting that moment. As to where Roman Punk, like I said, we gotta wait forever to get to it.
Yeah, I'm excited for both matches. I think Punk and Balor will have a banger. I think that's in Chicago and tear it down. Or like there'll be a ton of interference though. All the Judgment Days. I'm sure you'll get all the Judgment Day guys, and then you'll get Penta is everyone's friend. He'll come out and help. And who else likes to help out now on the babyface side?
Dragon Lee.
Uso's busy, so he might not do it. Dragon Lee, he's back from the dead.
Jimmy ain't doing nothing.
Yeah. This is Jimmy's fault that he ain't doing nothing. He's the one that said, "Hey," the one that said, "Hey, Jay, go get your singles goal. Don't worry about the tag division that we were just starting to rebuild."
Well, I think there's a reason for that. There may be something coming at home. I don't know.
Yeah,
I have some diapers to buy, but
sure. No, I know all of the outside stuff, but when I look at it strictly from what I see on TV, I just go, "You guys just got these things." You're like, go do your thing. I'm good over here. I'm happy just being one half of the tag champs, and we're not going to defend these things.
If I was him, I'd be like, why only coming out to the Usos theme? Can people not yeet to the Usos theme? Like people, they have to only.
Better. Let's just be honest now.
I'm not saying it ain't, but that's disrespectful. Anyway, I digress. All right, the women's. I'm actually more intrigued about the women's.
Really?
Chamber. I'm intrigued about both. Here's my thing. I feel more confident in the pick that I have for the women's winner than the men's, but I'm intrigued more about the women's match because you got 6 people in here. It's Tiffany Stratton, Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss, Kiana James, Raquel Rodriguez, and Asuka. If you're asking me who I want to win, I want Raquel Rodriguez to win. She's not going to. But I want Raquel Rodriguez to win because to me, I love everything she's been doing. Was my most improved person last year. I love Raquel, and I'm glad she won that match on Monday. I would love her to win. However, the winner of this is going to face Jade Cargill at WrestleMania.
Well,
potentially. Yes.
That's the thing.
That's where you're leading. Yes. So if I'm viewing it that way, like Liv chose Stephanie, so we are to assume that the winner of this is going for Jade. I look at the landscape of these 6 women. Only one of these women is not part of a tag team. That person is Tiffany Stratton, who just came back at the Royal Rumble. She was the champion for most of last year. I thought that they would maybe run Charlotte and Jade at Mania. I thought that was a route, but obviously Kiana James won that match. I look at this and it's hard for me to not pick Tiffany Stratton. Yes, Tiffany. It's hard for me not to be leaning.
Stifler's younger sister, Tiffany.
Yeah, Tiffany Stratton, Pluggo. I don't know where your mind
is. Aidan Stifler is a character from these American Pie movies that were super famous before you were born.
Oh, man. Damn, back in the 60s? Shit.
Yeah, sadly. But,
son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Who invited this guy?
Yeah. But I don't know where you're leaning with this, Pluggo, but like
I think they're going to throw you a curveball here. I think all the points you made are right, but you did say but Tiffany's part of a tag team. Alexa's part of a tag team, but they're frenemies. They're
not best.
They're not like they say they're best friends. I could see Alexa sneaking this thing out, and then that eating at Charlotte, because they keep teasing Charlotte and Jade. She keeps walking by her. She keeps looking at her. Alexa could steal this thing, and then that starts this deterioration of Alexa and Charlotte, and maybe that just ends up in a triple threat. And that's kind of where my head is at right now. I think it's too. I look at both of these chamber matches and I go, that's too easy. It's too, and like last year they had the big Cena swerve, and then they had the Naomi stuff with Jade. Like I think I'm leaning Alexa at this present moment in time, and because I think Charlotte wouldn't mind weaseling her way into that triple threat, and then Alexa and her split.
Okay, Aidan, what
But,
you?
Yeah, what are you wearing, Aidan? Ryan Thunder. We know what you're wearing, but Ryan Thunder wants to know what you.
That's my best friend Ryan. I'm wearing a Bailey shirt. He hates this shirt. He tells me it looks terrible. I don't care.
Dude, Ryan, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't know what.
Good, bro.
Yeah, that's a nice shirt.
Yeah,
It's a unique one. There was another design that probably is better that I didn't buy, and I bought this one because I like wearing my black t-shirts. But we had to mix it up here, so we got the tie-dye. But I was gonna go Alexa, but because you said Alexa, I'm switching mine to Big Sexy, Big Mommy Cool. We're going Raquel. I want to see it. Now, what could happen, right? Charlotte Flair tries to help Alexa. Now, I don't think she can. She tries to help Alexa and ends up backfiring. Alexa Bliss has to be the one to turn if we're doing any turns here. It has to be Alexa because I think the crowd will still like her, but I think Charlotte turning does nothing. We've done all this character work. Finally, for the first time in her career, actual character development. You put that all to shit if you have her turn. Alexa has to turn on her. Bring back some of the goddess, bring back some of the fiend, bring back some new stuff, and really mix in this very brand new character leading to a one-on-one match at WrestleMania, because I think the woman can get a non-title one-on-one, and those two have built a story where it's like, all right, I will actually want to see this. And Raquel, she can win. She doesn't have to face Jade. She can just go, hey, I won the triple threat match. And then we can find a way to get someone else into that Jade Cargill match. It literally could be Sol Ruka for all we know, to be honest with you. They could really just take a shot at it and be like, you know what? Stan delivers a month before. Let's do it. Or hell, Jordan Grace, I'm not going to lie to you. You can push her to win at WrestleMania, and people can be like, well, she's new face round. Yeah, she is. But you know what? She's a front face. I thought she was going to beat her a couple weeks ago. I truthfully felt that Jordan Grace should have beat Jade Cargill because that reign's been shit. Like, no hate to Jade. You have no plan for it. Why are you giving her a title? Just because it looks nice on her? Like, there's no reason to have champion.
I don't know if
the Jordan Grace defense was like the first one.
Yeah,
it was.
Yeah,
and that was like 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
To me, there are two matches that are there for Jade Cargill. It's Bianca Belair and it's Naomi, and neither of them are available.
Yes.
So I don't know why we made her unless they thought maybe Bianca was going to be able to come back and she couldn't, so she had the other surgery. I don't know, but I just don't know. Like you said, unless it was just to get the title on her, because let's face it, she's one of one in the the way she looks. Like she's ridiculous.
Yes.
Yeah, so like maybe I just don't understand why we made the title change. And then B, why we've had this long of a title reign where you said she's only defended it once. She's had the thing for almost 4 months. Yeah. She's only defended it once. I look at this, and when I look at this match, I'm like, all right, which one of these 6 do I want to see face Jade Cargill? And none of them really.
And it's not for the it's not for the Jade. There's just no story. It wasn't Charlotte. Charlotte was the one person where it's like, all right, I see it.
That makes sense to
me. You
don't
have to say anything. That's it.
Yeah,
it was like, wow.
Well, this is the problem with these chamber matches not being throw Jade in the chamber, make this a match. You don't do that, or instead it's like you get the opportunity, and that's like with the picking of the Royal Rumble winners right away and having 2 champions. It kind of makes us crazy because now we're sitting here and you're going, well, it's got to be a SmackDown person, right? Because it's a SmackDown title, but not necessarily. They should have just thrown Jade into the chamber, and then you could, if you wanted to, you could have an easy way to get it off of her where it doesn't hurt her because it's in the chamber, or 2, she wins it, and then you said it, you could just pick whoever you want to face her at wrestle. She could say, I'm that bitch. I just ran through 5 of the people you had to offer. Give me somebody if I have to, and then Charlotte shows up or something, right? You could have done something like that. But instead we're like, well, this is for a shot at Jade. And it's like, none of these options are really like hitting us over the head with like, they're not bad, right? Like I said, they're not bad. And I'm sure they'll figure out a way to tell a story, but you're just kind of like, I don't know. And then, although Raquel winning, though, and being like, well, I got a championship match too, Liv, is
now what?
Really interesting. if you
and
want
then and you still end up with that scenario where you can then just kind of pick
Exactly.
somebody to go with Jade.
Hell,
you
at
know?
WrestleMania, you could do that, and then Jay just faces like 5 women in like a jumbo match with like, because that's a way you can get someone like a Meechin or a BFAB in a championship match with a main eventer. Like then you could add Charlotte or Alexa if you really want to. Because like this year's chambers are so unpredictable. Last year, everyone knew John Cena and Bianca were winning. Everyone knew it. There was no twisting it. There was no changing it. Everyone knew it was going to happen. This year, there's nobody where it's like I'm betting the house. I'm not. Truthfully, even my men's bets I'm confident in, I'm still not confident because anything could happen.
Yeah. I don't
Well,
know.
that begs the bigger question: should these titles be brand specific, these main world titles, or should they be able to kind of fluidly move them if they needed?
I think it depends on what they want to do. It really does. I mean, like if a Raw superstar wins the championship, they're gonna go to SmackDown. That's just kind of what's gonna happen. Because we have Punk and Roman taking up the majority of the Raw stories. It wouldn't shock me if the rest of them are heavily featured on SmackDown. You can even see the Raw Women, the World's Champion, being on SmackDown to tell that story better because you have a better time slot because everyone's going to be focusing on Roman and Punk.
Yeah. All right. And then we have the chamber match on the men's side of things. Now we are to assume that the winner of this obviously will be going against Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania. We have Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, L.A. Knight, Jey Uso, Trick Williams, and Javon Evans. This is a good, obviously, Jey Uso being thrown in there, supposed to be Bronson Reed, but I think this is good. You got a lot of veterans. You got a couple new guys in there that I think are going to show out. I think Javon Evans and Trick Williams are both going to look like they belong in this match, which is really going to be part of this match, I think, is to make sure that these guys look like they are right there.
So we hope.
Yes. I would love it to be LA Knight. I would love it to be LA Knight. Pluggo, you picked Cody Rhodes to win the men's rumble because you were like, I just can't see them ending the men's that show without the fireworks and Cody going off. And that's how I feel here. I think at the end of the day, the Drew McIntyre world title match at Mania will be a multi-person match. I don't think it's going to be one-on-one, but I think Cody is going to be a part of that multi-man match. I'm going Cody. It's not what I necessarily want. I would like LA Knight or honestly Trick Williams to win, even though I know Trick never would. But LA Knight would be my pick, or even Randy to an extent. But I think this is Cody all day. Because if Cody loses, I don't see then how Cody gets into the title match at Mania.
Maybe he doesn't.
I can't which I wouldn't hate. I wouldn't hate.
It's too easy. This feels too easy to be like, Cody wins this thing. Nobody's going to be happy with that.
I agree.
Randy's in this thing. We've been wanting Cody and Randy proper.
Yep.
That doesn't need a title. You could do that at WrestleMania if he screwed Cody.
Yeah.
Javon's not winning it. He's just going to show out.
Yeah.
Trick, we would love to see Trick, but I think, again, I don't think he's ready. And then Jay, I don't think there was no plan for him to be in this thing, so I think he's just in it now because of the Bronson stuff. I could see a scenario where Randy screws Cody or Cody, whatever, because they had that moment at the Rumble where, maybe Randy doesn't forget, and then LA Knight sneaks in and wins this thing. He's unchosen for a reason.
I don't know. Maybe. Aidan, you said that you felt decently confident, I guess, about your pick.
Yeah, yes, I do. Shout out to LA Knight girl, because LA Knight's taking this shit.
Okay,
now listen,
here we go.
If Triple H wants to do it right, which makes sense, here's what's going to happen, right? Javon, he might get eliminated early on, whatever, it happens, right? Trick Williams, I could see a world where, because the last two, in my opinion, will either be Jay and LA or Trick and LA, because Randy Orton's getting eliminated by Cody. Cody's going to pin him, going to have a choice and pin him. Randy's going to get up, go berserk, and punt him. He is punting this man into another dimension. It's done. Cody Rhodes, you're going to be sent home on the couch with Brandy because it's over. He's going to be sent home packing for weeks, and then he's going to come back with a neck brace. Oh my God, I'm hurt. The fans love me. We're going to do this. And Randy Orton, you turned your back on me. The fans are still not going to care because they're going to love Randy Orton. There's no perfect world where you're booing Randy. You're going to boo Cody if you're going to choose anyone. But I see the world where Cody pins Randy punts him. I see Jay or Trick, which one it is, takes the opportunity to like pin him 1, 2, 3. And then it's LA Knight versus J.R. Trick at the end. Chicago crowd's hot one way or the other. And then we finally get LA Knight winning because LA Knight, Drew McIntyre, it's a title match where I've said this for so long. Drew McIntyre is one of those main eventers where you might not feel confident to put LA Knight against Cody. You might not feel confident to do it against Punk or Roman where it's like, hey, we're going to have you take the loss against LA because you might be like, hey, I don't know. I'm not feeling confident by it. What if it goes wrong and we now have LA Knight with a pinfall win over Cody Rhodes? Drew McIntyre's not that guy. Because he's in the middle of that main event scene where it's like, hey, if he takes this loss, nobody's going to blink twice because Drew McIntyre, he can take that loss and it's not going to be on the list next to a bunch of names because he's already been fighting on the main roster every single week, taking wins and losses against every superstar. And I feel like LA Knight can get that rub off of Drew McIntyre and then hold the championship for a couple months because, listen, we got all these young guys who need to win titles. If LA Knight doesn't even get a shot at this to prove that he should be mixed into one of these title shots, it ain't ever going to happen. This is it. I'm getting worried that this might be the last straw. Because I said he was going to win the Rumble. I felt good about it. And then they just said, fuck it, let's have Roman win.
I thought he should have won Money in the Bank last year.
He should have, but I see
they did the Seth stuff. Yeah.
But I think they didn't want to give him a Rumble win after Jay. LAJ back-to-back, they probably felt weird about. So that's why I'm saying, hey, Chamber.
Also, if you're Drew McIntyre, why aren't you getting involved in this to keep Cody from – because you don't want to see Cody Rhodes again. From that aspect, and then Fatu could get involved. And even if LA Knight, like you said, wins the thing, it could be a fatal four-way. He could be like, I've got a claim to this title. I won the Chamber. You two got my business. And that four-way,
LA and Jacob from last year, WrestleMania,
right, just would be nuts. It would be such a crazy road.
The one thing they can't do, the one thing that cannot happen, Sami Zayn cannot walk out of WrestleMania as champion. It could not happen in any circumstance, in any world. It cannot happen. There's too many other. I'm telling you right now, if they try to pull some sympathy Sammy bullshit and have him,
that's gonna happen next year. That's gonna happen next year. It's gonna happen next year.
It's bullshit. I'm telling you right now. Listen, build this sympathy over a year. He lost. It happened. Let that milk. He can win at WrestleMania next year. Nobody's gonna complain. But don't have him win it right now, where you have other guys right there who should be a champion. I would take LA over Sammy as champion right now. Jacob Fatu right now. Randy Orton right now. Trick Williams right now. I do not want to see Sami Zayn in this spot. And no hate to Sami. It's not like, oh, he's the worst wrestler. It's just the story's not meant for it. And I think LA Drew can be a solo one-on-one where Jacob Fatu can go have some other crazy match. Whether that's a multi-man match with a Randy or Cody. Maybe you have all these other disgruntled guys fighting a match just because, you know what, I still have beef with all you guys. Let's go. Maybe Randy Orton attack Jacob Fatu. We have all these unanswered questions that could really come into this. And I keep seeing everyone that kind of kills the purpose of the Chamber. We could have just done Drew in the Chamber and then found another match for Mania. There's no reason to have 7 dudes. As cool as it would be in a fantasy world, I think LA Drew's the way to go. We then get Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes one-on-one. And that sets up 2 very strong, high-profile WrestleMania matches. Not only are going to be good, the people care about, because that's the most important thing. We need to sell this shit. We need people to actually want to watch this show. And Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes is selling.
Yeah. I mean, listen, if you're telling, and I actually think getting to Randy and Cody would be a way to go if Cody's not going to be involved in the title match, or if they're both in, so I think there's a way where if we're getting to that match, that's a Mania-worthy match, clearly. I would be more than okay with that. I just think if there is going to be I don't know. And I agree with you too, Pluggo, where you say it's safe. It's the easy thing to do. But what has WWE been doing?
Hey, listen, you really want to
doing the easy thing?
Turn Cody heel in Chicago. Turn him heel.
I would love it.
I
think
and then you have LA Knight pin him. And then you do that to where it's like, oh, shit.
Heel.
LA Knight gets a huge pop from the fans.
Sure.
I would like to see Cody turn heel at some point, at least this year. Like, it should happen, I feel like. He's starting to get mixed reactions, a smidge. Very light still. He still sells the most merch. He's still QB1 and all that stuff. But, like, that segment that he had, and I know you said Sammy, but that segment he had with Sammy backstage a couple weeks ago, like
the one he had last week was crazy. And
yeah,
then,
I just feel like there's Cody. I almost feel like Cody is kind of being the bad guy sometimes, but it's just Cody Rhodes, and so it's not. I don't know. I feel like Cody turning heel is a legitimate possibility within the next like 3 to 5 months if they want to do it.
It's starting to get to a point where it's like, what do you do next? If you have these next kind of top guys he could face, the fans are going to pick that other guy over you. They're going to pick CM Punk over you. They're going to pick Roman again over you. Randy Orton will be picked over you. So why not just go heel, embrace it, and actually have these stories built up and really go crazy with it? Oba Femi will get cheered over you. It's going to happen.
Oh yeah.
The real OTC's in the chat. Welcome in, asking if we acknowledge Roman Reigns. We sure do. There's a lot that they could do. That's why this chamber has frustrated me. Not that I'm not excited for Saturday. It's just these chamber matches should have been for these titles. Like you should have throw Drew in there against Cody. Stack the deck against Drew. Because again, from a storyline standpoint, Nick Aldis can't stand Drew McIntyre just as much as all the people chasing him, right? Why wouldn't you go, you know what, Chamber, Chicago, you keep testing my patience. Guess what? You face all your haters. They're coming. Cody, Sammy, everybody.
Jacob, Brandy.
Yeah, Jacob, everybody. And go, if you can get out of this, okay, so be it. But this is what you've drawn me to it, and then that way, like you said, just pick the WrestleMania match that you guys want at Mania, because Drew either made it out or he didn't make it out. I don't know.
And the biggest X factor, we cannot see Cody and Drew again, bro.
No,
right? You can't do that one-on-one again.
I like both of them. Get off my screen. We've done it over and over and over. You did it with Kevin Owens and made him look like a bitch, and he still couldn't get the job done. So we're gonna do it with Drew now too.
Yeah, no, it can't happen. It can't happen. That's why I'm thinking the multi. My thought process was it would be Jacob Fatu, Cody, and then that fourth person would be Randy or Sammy, however you wanted to do it.
So it's either multi or none.
Yeah, I agree.
No in between.
Yeah, I think the only one-on-one match that I would buy into a Jacob and Drew one-on-one. I would buy into LA Knight and Drew one-on-one. But like you said, Cody and him can't happen again. Randy and him we've seen before. I feel like that.
I can't see them just doing that, and then Cody has nothing to do.
Exactly.
Unless you did Cody Jacob, which you could do.
But yeah. And they got and we got to get to listen, after this Saturday, we have what, 7 weeks? I think 7 weeks till Mania. We don't really right now on Mania. What do we know? 2 matches, 3 matches.
Would you say all 6 of these guys in some capacity will be on WrestleMania for sure?
I would think they have to be.
Yeah,
I think
those.
I would think. Yeah.
Because I'm thinking again, LA would fit into the title match, right? Randy, Cody have their stuff. Jacob, you could literally throw anywhere you really want to. And then Uso has his thing. Trick Williams will be in the U.S. title match. That's probably what's going to go down.
Yeah.
So
and they'll be like, U.S. title or men's IC title. Javon Evans will be in the multi-man match.
Ladder match. That's what you guys do.
Javon's in there,
Speaking of that U.S. title, can I just say, I can't stand cheerleader Ilya Dragunov.
No?
I hated that on Friday. I was like, dude, why are you being so rah?
He is
I don't. He was so rah with Carmelo. I was like, dude.
So do you think that he's gonna turn?
I don't even need him. I don't even need to be a heel. I just like this laser killer focus Ilya Dragunov guy. That's not like you can do it, Carmelo.
You know what's gonna happen, right? I have a prediction on who he might face at WrestleMania. Dragon Lee, 1-on-1.
Okay.
Gunther. I think Gunther happens, and I think Gunther would be a really fun match to have against Ilya Dragunov.
Oh yeah. I would love that.
That always goes down smooth.
Whenever they're gonna do it, whether it's next week or the week, we're gonna get a Dragon Lee Gunther match here on Raw in the next
this week. It's officially this week.
All right, that match is gonna fucking rule.
Oh yeah,
that match is gonna be so good. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, Gunther and Dragunov. I mean, if you haven't seen their 2 matches when they were in NXT together, go out of your way and watch them. And yeah, that's a WrestleMania match all day, every day, if you want. Yeah, that would be great. So that's the Elimination Chamber. After this weekend, we should, officially be all the way on the road to WrestleMania as they kind of figure out what this card is going to look like with kind of the rewrites and all the things they've had to do due to injury and just things going on and all this stuff. So how do you feel about, the reports of the low ticket sales and they're blacking out things in Vegas so people can't go and watch the pay-per-view at places in Vegas, which they think maybe is part of the reason why ticket sale, because they're trying to get people, they were giving away 2-for-1 deal. Like they think, and they're doing it in Chicago this weekend for Chamber too. They're blacking it out because they think we need to sell tickets. If these people can't go to bars and all this stuff to watch the shows, they're going to spend the money to come to the show. But I don't think it's really working yet in that way. How are you feeling about all kind of the reports of the low ticket sales and kind of that aspect of things when it comes to WWE that we're hearing? And anyone? Yeah, it doesn't matter. Aidan, yeah, go ahead.
I mean, I think, with the low ticket sales, it's just people have learned to wait. I'm one of those people. I hate that people know about it now because then it's going to make my life a lot harder when I want to get my ticket for WrestleMania, which I'll be going to. But I don't think blacking out these markets is changing this ticket sales that drastically. Sure, you'll have a couple people who might go if they're really close, but it's not doing anything. Like, there's no reason to do it. It's just people who are going out instead of just sitting in their house. It's not people who are avoiding WrestleMania. Hey, you might have a couple stranglers who might be like, hey, we're going to go chill over here because we're not going to Mania now. But that's not the majority of it. And it takes away from the city, getting a wrestling show. It's Chicago, when they get Chamber, you get all the week festivities. Las Vegas has all the week festivities. And trying to ban and black out, I understand why they're doing it, but I don't like it. I don't agree with it. I think it's kind of corny to take away from a lot of the fans. Now, again, it's a business. People are going to do things, and decisions will be made. So, from that perspective,
they'll figure it out.
Yeah,
it's part of the problem, and I've thought about this from every angle: the money side of it, trying to get people, the having back-to-back manias there, where the luster of having one is kind of worn off because you had one last year, but also just like the television product is so damn good in 2026 that, like, do I want to spend? I know the experience of being in the moment, being a part of it is the thing, but I just looked on StubHub at 2-day passes, and the seat that is all the way up at the top by the video board is $400.
That's not terrible, though.
That's not terrible, but I'm saying, do I want to spend? But that's the cheapest, and I'm talking there. Each day is $200.
My big tip to anyone buying tickets, and I'm not the professional at this, but I've bought quite a few tickets in my life. Don't buy the 2-day pass. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Buy each one, right? If things happen,
because they're going to be cheaper. They're going to be separate. So anyone watching this, take that.
But my point is, it's $2,000. Let's say for a good seat tickets each day.
Yes.
That's $4,000. The concessions, the parking, the lodging. You're in this, and I know it's an experience and it's a luxury, but you're in this 10 G's, we'll just say.
Yeah.
Or I could sit at home, have access to my bathroom, and watch it and because I've been to these events. It's not exactly the greatest. You're watching the video board most of the time if you got the.
Well, as a glasses wearer, you definitely have to be. I feel like there's some capacity.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So maybe that's part of this too, is it's like, do I want to drop $5,000 just to say that I went and not? I don't know. I don't know the right answer. I don't think we're ever going to see a world where these ticket prices plummet back down. I mean, people are still buying them. I think
they're capping at a point now. They're not rising too crazily anymore. They're just at a high point right now. I feel like they are starting to get a little lower. I think we've found I want to say happy medium, but like a disgruntled medium where it's like, hey, here we are. We finally have a pricing where, we're going to keep it. They'll probably go lower day up. They usually do. And the one thing I hate as a wrestling fan, and this kind of links with tickets, stop booking the same territories in like a 2-month stretch, and then they won't come back for 8 months. You want my money? Come here every other couple of months and I'll spend my money. But when you have 4 shows in like the vicinity of an hour of me within a month, bro, like, come on. That's just lazy. Like you're really trying to like gripe back. It's like, bro, I get it. You want to sell your tickets. You want to come to these places. New York has Raw. We have NXT, and then another NXT like 2 weeks later. And I'm like, and then there's WrestleMania. It's like, they're all great. Here we go.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
That's all part of it. It's all part of this melting pot of it. Just becomes like, what do? Do you, and then which way for a guy like you and JPJ that have these things? And I'm more Midwest, so there's a little bit more travel involved. It's not as saturated. There is, but they're still close. It's like, well, which one do you pick?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, which show do I pick to go to? I'm not going to be able to go to all of them. Some people can. Some people, I'm not going to be able to go to all these things. So I want to make this an experience.
I don't know, every show, and credit to him, he is able to do it, fly everywhere, go everywhere. I'm like, yo, that's some cool shit. Like, I would love to do some shit like that if I'm able.
Yeah, of course.
Like, fly to all these events, film myself doing it, and like that can be your job. I feel like it's really cool when you see creators be able to have that and represent for the real wrestling fans. You know, because there's some creators, like, I don't want to say in the wrestling space specifically, I feel like it's a pretty healthy space, but I've seen creators in like the basketball space or the football space where it's clearly like, hey, this is my job. I don't want to have fun. I'm here to make money and go about my business. I feel like a wrestling it crosses that dynamic where it's like, hey, we have real wrestling fans here who care to watch the product and who care to, you know, share that with everybody else, grow these communities. And, you know, it doesn't have to just be being at a show. You have all these meetups, and then a watch party does that takes away from that is you can't do that anymore. You can't go to the bar and hang out with your friends. Like, there's some people who are not like myself. I'm the prime demographic for that because I don't have a school setting anymore to constantly go to have that connection with different people. I could go to a bar and watch wrestling because I don't really have that. You know, if I didn't make content and do watch alongs myself, that's what I would probably do. But not being able to do that for those people, it's screwed up. And I really hope there's a medium that can be found in between. Like how outside at Allegiant Stadium, you could literally host your own watch party that's hosted by you, and you could sell all these food trucks that sells the food that you paid for.
Yeah. There's got to be a way to do it, right? Because you don't. I mean, there are blackouts in the major sports. Like, there are some local blackout situations.
Yeah,
I'm in a Bermuda Triangle for TV blackouts, but
I hate that's the worst. That's the TV
it's the worst. But they should be able to, like, you could sell to the bars in the pack, like, hey, you know, I'm sure they could work something out where WWE makes money, and I'm sure people would probably pay for it because the bar would go, hey, this would bring in people. I'm sure we'll make our money back on this, you know, showing WrestleMania. Because again, and some people, let's just be completely honest, some people are not comfortable going to a place with 100,000 people.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like you said, like I like going, but at the end of the day, like, that's a lot of like when JPJ and I went to SummerSlam in Cleveland. Mm-hmm. You know how hard it was for us to just get to our press box through that crowd and sea of people inside. Like, that's claustrophobic. Like, some people just don't vibe with that. But if you said, hey, come to this watch party where there's only 50 people and you can sit and drink and have fun and there's people you know and it's safe, they would probably pay that. So I'm sure there's a medium where we could figure out this, but just to say, hey, if you're within 5 miles or 10 miles or 50 miles of the stadium, you can't watch it at a bar. It's just it's short-sighted.
Like, if you're on the same block, I'm like, okay, I can kind of understand that to a level because it's like if we're right there,
it's
kind of crazy. But like again, if it's like, you know, 20 like a half hour, it's like why are you banning them? There's no reason. You should be in a position to every movie theater in the country. If people want it, you can have them sign up for it. Then, like, hey, if you want us to show WrestleMania, we can get X amount of people. We'll show it for you, and we'll have that opportunity for anyone to do it. And you can do it everywhere, every bar, movie theater. There's so many people who work at WWE. I'm sure they can find a way. And I've seen AEW do it to some extent, but wrestling should be a thing where, again, like you go to any sports bar when the NBA playoffs are on, you see the NBA playoffs. When the football playoffs are on, you see the playoffs. Why can't we just do it wrestling? You want more fans to enjoy your product. You want more people to spend the money. This is how you do it. You find ways to get the fans to care about it. And again, care about it. You have someone walking in a bar like, what's that? That's wrestling? I used to watch that back in the 90s with The Rock and Steve Austin. Let me check it out.
Yeah.
That's it.
Plus, the low ticket sale thing is also it's also
people are still going to buy them. Everyone says, I'm not going to pay that big bucks to do it.
Yeah, they'll do it.
Yeah.
Ope three ways in
Twitter.
the house. Hashtag Donnie's real, but he's not.
Yeah, no, like by the time we're 2 weeks out of WrestleMania,
Yeah,
it's going to be
all the Twitter
they're going to
heads
be
who say they're not going to do it
Yeah.
aren't going to buy them because there are people who will say, "Hey, I don't want to spend all that money," and they won't. But then everyone say they try to hate on you, like, "Oh, you're spending this money, you support them." I support wrestling, and I want to watch wrestling. So if I want to spend my money going to a wrestling show that I pay for, then yes, I'm going to go. And then when you 3 weeks before, get suckered into buying it, and you want to act on this, get off this high horse that, oh, I'm not going to buy it, I'm not going to pay for it, because the reality is, a lot of people will, and people want to say, "Oh, ticket sales are low." WWE thinks, "Oh, they're so low." They're going to sell in the last couple of weeks. It happened with SummerSlam. The shit was sold out when you had John Cena, someone who everyone wanted to see. The shit sold out. You just give me something, give me anything I care about to some level, and I'll be there.
Yeah. It's true. It's true.
And the problem with wrestling booking now is we have this lazy booking to an extent where sometimes I feel like they just try to act like the story's already been told, and it hasn't been. Like Rhea Ripley last year with Bianca Belair, it just felt like, hey, we're gonna kind of phone it in with Adio, but like we're gonna phone this build up, and I didn't really feel too crazy about it. I thought, and the match was amazing.
Yes,
amazing. Evolution, amazing. But sometimes with these stories, it just feels like they phone in like, all right, you saw it on TV, it's already told. But then with other stories, we really put time and effort in. Just do that with every story. Why do you think in the 90s you would see someone like Billy Gunn get a louder pop than a lot of superstars today? Because the simplicity of his character work and the simplicity of what he did on the TV, they made sure to put effort into it. They made sure that everyone had character, everyone had personality, everyone did something unique. And nowadays, we just get these, like Jey Uso. There's no reason that we're not telling more details about his story than he's just there doing the. Like, it's fun to do in the show, but it's not fucking telling the story, getting me from point A to point B. We're still at point A. We're still in chapter 1 of this big Jey Uso story, and we haven't moved anywhere. It's been a year, and he's still yeeting. We haven't gotten any kind of aggression, any kind of seriousness. You teased it a little bit, and then it's like, oh, well, he was. And then when you finally want to pay off, it's like, oh, he was aggressive back in November. Look at this really 4K clip we got on Netflix. And it's like, why couldn't you just fucking put effort into it to begin with? If you gave A+ effort in your story week after week, made every wrestling show watchable, fans would pile in, you would never have to think about, oh, tickets didn't sell. It wouldn't even be a conversation. Wouldn't be anything.
No,
but if you don't want to book like you're the top show, top program, top superstars, and it won't happen. And superstars have voiced their frustrations recently. A couple superstars, I don't really want to say names, but I've come out and be like, damn, I feel like my momentum's a little stale right now, or things aren't going so hot. And it's like, they see it. Clearly you do too. And then unreal, like, will Michael Hayes be like, oh, Chelsea Green can't be a main eventer? Michael, the moment's not about you. It's about the superstars who put their time and effort into every single week. And Chelsea Green gets loud reactions every single week. The crowd loves her. The merch sells. She sells tickets, regardless. People are like, oh, no, yes, she does. Because you know what? When the little girls or all the girls will all go and see the wrestling show, I like Chelsea Green. They salute to the Secret Service and their president, and that's what they do. Yeah. That's a story that needs more time and effort. And she does it. She makes the most of it. Not every superstar can, because your Kit Wilson, who finally gets time, they've been doing this for TV for years. But you never got an opportunity to show it because it's just like, damn, here's a little musical that we're never going to do, but we're going to tease it anyway to make it look good. And with wrestling, I just feel like stories need to be given time and given context and given just some variability to develop.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that at the end of it, I think that's really one of the main problems is WWE has found this formula where it's video that they know, okay, CM Punk and Roman Reigns are two big names, so we don't. And now again, that first promo, and Punk has said in interviews that he thinks they're going to get personal and that's going to add heat to it. I hope so, but I think WWE looks at it almost like a UFC kind of, all right, well, like the story isn't going to sell the match, the names are going to sell the match.
It's like you have a book. The front sells it. Here's the first page. Here's the back page. I don't give a fuck about the rest. We got your story.
Yeah, and for wrestling fans, the things that we remember, yes, of course we remember the moments, and they give you that thing, WWE makes moments, blah, blah, blah. Yes, but the things that we really remember, what stick with us the most, are the stories that led to those moments.
The pipe bomb.
Yes, it was everything that led to, yes, the moment matters, of course, but the moment becomes the level of the moment because of the story you told to get to the moment. And now we just build to the moment. We don't build the story to the now. Not all the time. They do lean in and have good stories. Yes, last year I thought Becky and Lyra was a good story. Like, they have good stories, but it's just not built the way that it used to be built. We're going to go to WrestleMania and we're going to have a 13 or 14 match card spread over 2 nights. And what is going to be the juiciest story going in? Like, really, truly, the juiciest story going into that. Right now, there isn't one. It's going to be one that we built over 6 weeks. You know what I mean?
We have a lot of half stories, though. That's the thing. It's not, we don't have anything in depth. We have these half stories like Alexa and Charlotte. We're dipping our toes into. Rio versus the Bellas, we're like maybe halfway dipped into. The Judgment Day, we've been a quarter dipped into for years. And I feel like that's a lot of thing that, failed the expectation of WrestleMania last year. We just had so many stories that we had a couple that were really good. Cena, Cody, it could have been better. I truly felt they held John back to make Cody look better, which you shouldn't have done. You should have just let John be John, which he did later in the year. You had the Roman Seth Punk thing, which was your number one story, I felt like, through WrestleMania.
Yes.
But then we had matches like LA and Jacob where it's like we just threw it together, these two great talents who both can go on the mic, they can go in the ring. Why didn't we let them develop a better story than that? They deserve better than that. And their match at WrestleMania was decent. So like, why they're showing you what they can do. Why don't you give them the chance? Like, there's no reason this year at WrestleMania we can't have multiple non-title women's matches at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
it's something that it hasn't happened really too. I don't know if it's ever happened. Actually, yes, it has, but rarely. It was a 6-woman tag, and it was Damage Control versus like Becky. Then we had the legends, Trish Stratus, Lita. Why can't we get 2 main roster talents one-on-one like Charlotte and Alexa? If that match doesn't happen, it's just proving to you that you finally have stories that you can tell, and you don't do anything with them. NXT does it perfectly. You tell all these great stories, the entire card, top to bottom. It always has something going on, something important, and everyone feels important. And then by the end of by the pay-per-view, we get these big build-ups, and it's like, yo, I'm really down for this. Stand deliver. We got Sol Ruka and Zarya. That's your number one story, and you've been building it for a year, and you didn't really overdo it too much because now it's like, damn, all these fans want to see it. Then we can really build a strong undercard with our one big story with other cool stories. We have everyone in the world chasing the NXT Championship. We have Tony D'Angelo doing this. We have tag champs doing this. We have Evolved champions doing this. Everyone is somewhere on the roster, but then on Monday Night Raw, Bayley and Lyra can't get booked for Save Their Fucking Life.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Like, there's no reason that Bayley last year got cut off WrestleMania, and then now you just want to like, what if she's not WrestleMania again? I'm truly serious as a fan and as an objective viewer. I'm gonna have a problem with it because
she's gonna have a problem with it. I think
you're damn right she should, because there's no reason when you're on the show every single week at match after match telling your story as best as you can, and every time you're in the ring you deliver, and then you can't get a WrestleMania match because we gotta give it to whoever can draw the most Hollywood dollars. And then instead of having Bayley on WrestleMania, let's go get Netflix C-rate freaking actors and put them in the front row, and there's the time for that. Like, we don't need to see this C-tier Netflix show that nobody watches, and it's like, hey, let's get him. Like, I remember I made a TikTok last year, made some goofy-ass fucking name that could probably be real, and be like, hey, look at that guy. He doesn't know about wrestling, but he's on Netflix. Hey, guys. They do that too often instead of putting the damn wrestlers on the wrestling show.
Yeah, that's part of it. They're trying to appease sponsorships. They tell you that this is the Super Bowl, this is the culmination, and then all of a sudden they like all the work you've been putting in, they go whoop, or they blow it off too early, or they pivot. If they stuck through some of this stuff and just rode it out, it might end up, because that be a better road to WrestleMania, because it's a bit of a downer right now because there's not a lot going on. And that's part of the ticket sales thing. Like, yeah, Punk and Roman's cool, but that's all you got right now, right?
Like,
you know what I mean?
And as JP was saying, Raw was ass.
It
Objectively,
was bad.
Like, that's all you got right now.
The matches, but from a storytelling, it didn't go anywhere. You just had all these guys on the show having good matches, sure, but if there's no story to tell it, I don't care. Like I say for AEW, TNA, for example, and I'm not saying they do all do it, but if you have a match that's just there to be there and there's no story, nobody cares. You need to have a story. You need to have a reason for me watching. Like, hey, I'm watching Rio versus Julia. By the end of this match, Julia will get put over. Rhea Ripley will have some sort of direction going into next week, and we go from there. We can't just have a match where it's like, all right, we have a one-off with Natty and Maxine. Where do we go from there?
Oh, you want to talk about that dog shit? Let me tell you. All right.
They have worked so hard to be put in a shit-ass spot like they got put on Monday.
My thing is, that match happens. the spot itself, like they're trying to make Natty look like the killer that we've seen kind of in the indies and stuff like that. I do not think that was effective at all.
No.
On Monday at all.
You could have just made her bleed. That's all you have to do.
She's getting attacked on the barricade, and she kicks her into the post, which knocks out Maxine. And that's it. Like, yes, she attacked her afterwards to make her look like an asshole and fine, but that doesn't make her look vicious. That makes her look like an asshole.
Yes.
That's not what we're trying to do with Natty. We're trying to make Natty look like a killer.
Natty has potential to win the
championship. What the hell was that?
Have we ever, in the history of characters, pined and clamored and wanted a character change? Natty, the low-key legend, for as long as we have to turn on it as quick as we had, and it's not her fault.
Like, turn on it, but they don't care for this feud right now, and I feel like
everybody's like, "Oh God, we got to get this over with," and it's like
I would be shocked at WrestleMania. They say, "Hey, AJ and Becky, some people might not like your story. They feel like it's a little awkward. Let's throw Natty and Maxine and try and make this big 4-woman match that everyone has connected to another." And I feel like that's in the direction they could go. But like Monday, the spot didn't look as great as it was. And again, it's wrestling. It's not perfect. It's live TV. This thing's happened. With these wrestlers, they're real people. Not everything will go to plan. But you see the spot, what happens. I feel like, the referee or someone, Triple H could have been ref, tell Natty to go fuck her up. Because clearly the spot didn't do its justice. Beat her ass. Sit there for like 2 minutes. Throw her into things. With 3 punches. She's knocked out. That's it.
You could have easily said, throw her in the ring, start beating her down, have the ref stop the match. Have the ref stop the match. And then that changes the whole perspective of that spot. But you just...
Also, they threw Maxine and Natty a little too quick. We needed to establish
Maxine beat Becky Lynch 3 times.
Right. But I'm saying, with Natty, you have her mow down some people and establish this killer, so it doesn't come off as she's just an asshole who hates Maxine. She's actually
right now, it's still just Natalya.
Yeah,
to an extent. Like, it's Natty. I like what she's doing, but you're not giving her any meat to bite onto. Where it's like, hey, Natty kicking ass, taking names, taking numbers. Instead, it's just like Natalya changed her name, changed her clothes, and we barely attacked someone.
And they made my girl Maxine look weak too.
Into it. And then Maxine, she lost the title a little too fast. I'm not going to lie to you.
I agree.
It felt like you could have held it a little longer to build her up as a relatively, I won't say household name, but getting there. Then it would have felt more impactful. The turn was a little quick, and then it's just like, we've been doing the same thing for weeks. We need to find a way to make this important again. I don't think we have to give up on it, but next week, I need to see something with Natty, whether it's trying to get the IC title, whether it's really kicking someone's ass. Because she should be on the card. She's 100% be on the card.
Yeah. It's
I'm very pro.
See, Aidan comes on the show, and he's with me for an hour and 40 minutes, and now we're you see what I'm saying? This is the rub off I give on people is I don't try to be negative. I don't try to.
It's not being negative. It's just
critical, but
critical. Yeah. No.
Because I don't think.
Oh, listen. I think they did. I think they did Maxine dirty in this. I think they did. Because they wanted to get to Becky and AJ Lee for this Intercontinental title, so they had Maxine. Because there was no reason that Natty should screw over Maxine to benefit Becky Lynch. She should have screwed over Becky Lynch, had Maxine win it, and then attacked Maxine. Student teacher writes itself, but they needed Becky Lynch to have the title for AJ, which you could have done better. This whole thing, because I'm pro what the build that they did with Maxine, I thought was awesome.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
I thought, hell yeah. And then, like you said, she took a routine run into the post, and then they kind of just, you're right. It needed, I don't know, man. They needed more to it.
It just needed a little more. And it's not the fault of the superstars. I feel like, again, I think both
they don't write the show.
Work in themselves. But when you write them a script that objectively isn't good and telling the right story, I feel like you need to alter it a little bit. And like I said, you are a professional backstage watching this. Any of the bookers could have saw it. Damn, Maxine really didn't get hit too great off the post. Let's have it. Let's go back in and make sure. Let's rewrite that real quick because we can do it right now. We're live. We can go in and say, hey, Jessica or whoever with the referees at the time, tell Natty to go in. Do it again. But
Yeah.
no. We
Oh
just
yeah,
take
at
her
least,
out.
yeah. Tell her to pick her up and really forcibly throw her into the post.
Make
Okay,
it look like you got
now
knocked
she's
out.
unconscious, and now
Yeah.
beat her up until the ref pulls you off. Now you're a savage.
It
Okay.
just felt like hey, let's cut to the commercial. You have 10 seconds on your
Yeah,
segment. And
it
I don't
just-
like that. It
no.
felt very like 2010s Divas-esque, where it's like, hey, this is a quick nothing move, and you're all of a sudden out, and now it's a big impactful story. Whereas women's wrestling needs those big impactful bumps. It needs that deep, in-depth story that it should deserve. And Maxine and Natty, now they ain't getting no WrestleMania one-on-one match or anything. Like, respect to them, love both of them. I don't think their story's important enough or could have gotten there. But you can involve them, like I said, in the Becky AJ if you don't think the one-on-one is going to replicate the magic at WrestleMania, and that way you have an in-depth story, getting all these superstars on the card and having a really good match, trying to help AJ Lee get back into the swing of things. You know, it is our 4th match back. I'm not expecting her to be the best in the world now. If she does it, I'm not going to be shocked because it's AJ Lee. She's a generational talent, but like, I just want to be able to see the women get a fair chance at looking good stories. And the tag division, you were telling good stories, and now we're back to Nia Jax is in the tag division getting 17 fucking tag matches for no reason, where she could be doing impactful work elsewhere.
Yeah, and you have one half of your women's tag team champions in, and I get it, it's Rhea Ripley, she's the biggest star in the company, but like she's in a match competing for a chance to go fight for a world title, which demeans the tag titles to me. And
Io's
it's just
not in it, right?
No, Io lost. They had Raquel.
Did
was
we
in that
just,
one
by the
match,
way, did we
but-
talk about a women's elimination chamber that has Rhea Ripley in it and not talk about her as a factor?
She's only been in one.
Yeah,
she's literally. I
know, but
did
it's
a video
crazy to
recently
me.
where we're talking about people who've been in the chamber. She's literally only been in one
Yeah.
because she's either been the champion or she was injured.
And like, but it's true
Yeah,
though.
but I'm
She's in
saying,
the
like,
match.
she's in this
yeah,
thing, and we're
she's
just
in the match, and none of us were like, "Yeah, Rhea's winning this one." Like we never, and she's the no question about it, the biggest star in the match.
100%. And I just don't see a world where she wins. Now,
I
if she
don't
does,
either.
I won't be shocked or anything. It's
No.
like, okay, it's Rhea Ripley.
Rhea and Jade would be good.
But
Yeah,
then
I don't know.
it makes Io Sky like the back seat. Like, what the hell do you do? with
Yeah,
Io?
no, for sure.
Like, she's a great talent, but if Rhea Jade happened, there's literally nowhere to go with her unless you have her do something with Asuka.
Yeah.
But then Rhea's the tag champion, so it kind of fucks that up.
The
too.
money would have been putting Io in that match, in that chamber, and having some kind of like moment where they both go, "I love you, but
Let's
you
go."
know,
Yeah.
but let's go because this is what this is about." And they could even play it up as they both understood the assignment and they understand that this is part of it. And they're still tag champs, but them looking out for each other cost them, and then you could have done that. But what do I know? That's why I'm sitting here.
Listen. Yeah, that was the week that there was in WWE. Again, like I feel like at the end of the night on Saturday, I feel like most of us are probably gonna leave watching Chamber and be like, all right, that was a pretty decent show. Like that was a pretty good show. It had its moments, but it was okay. I feel like that they're just in our last 10 minutes here, I feel like they are just in a situation here where once we get through Saturday, starting next Monday, even starting on Saturday during the show with maybe some storyline, you got to hit the pedal to the metal. Like that gas pedal needs to be on
Last
the
year,
floor.
Chamber was one of the best shows of the year. You got to do that again. Like, you have a perfect opportunity to do it. Will you capitalize it?
Yeah, because we gotta get some excitement going. And I know there's a little bit of time till Mania because of the gap, but we need some excitement going heading to WrestleMania. So you gotta decide what you're doing with who you're doing it with, and you gotta go. I know we only have a couple minutes, and we've been mainly WWE, but AEW continued another great Dynamite last night. I thought. Another fun ass main event. They are. We've been saying it week after week after week here, Plugger. They've been hitting their stride for months now. Yeah. Especially, I feel like this last 2 months they have just been holy shit, man. Dynamite is like just incredible. And they're not missing a beat. They're on their way to Revolution in just under a month. We found out the stipulation. All right.
That's so corny, dude.
That was perfect. The double side quarter.
Yeah, it worked for. Yeah, I'll tell you what though. I'm intrigued as hell about this one-way DQ match. I kind of want. Obviously, we're getting Texas.
We've already seen it. We've seen it with Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre and COVID. They did that shit already.
Okay,
that happened. I was thinking about it. I'm like, y'all remember the Raw after? Dolph's like, yeah, I can do everything, but you can't.
Yeah. I'm like, because AEW Texas Death is kind of it's Hangman's match and stuff like that. But they have added the stipulation that if Hangman loses, he cannot challenge for the world title ever again.
Which is crazy to me. Don't do that. I hate that.
It can't happen.
But
it can't happen.
I just posted a video on my TikTok right before this. Hangman Page and Tony Khan disrespected the coin flip because everybody knows you got to check the coin before the flip. Hangman is bullshit that Hangman's like, wait a minute, I need to see the coin after the fact and have my buddies like, no, you should have checked it beforehand. That's on you. Give me the one-way DQ match. MJF has got a real gripe here.
So you're calling bullshit.
I'm calling bullshit. And all of a sudden Tony Khan's like, we're making it a Texas Death match. If I'm MJF, I'm getting some lawyers involved, man. Where's Mark Sterling at when you need him and all that kind of stuff? But these two are gonna have they're all timers. The promo stuff back and forth rules. Like it's gonna be great. Texas Death Match is a Hangman specialty.
Undefeated.
Undefeated. It's gonna be wild to not. Hangman did sell it and go like, hey, listen, if I can't beat a piece of shit like you, I don't deserve this title ever. But I still hate that he put himself in that corner because now I feel like he has to win it.
Yeah, I feel like that is the way to go. And I just find it very, even though I love it, and I love the Swerve promo from last night as well, I just find it very coincidental that they turned Swerve heel just in time for babyface Hangman to potentially win the world title at Revolution. Because if it ain't broke, don't fix it, Aidan. I think Double or Nothing main event. We're getting Swerve and Hangman for the world title, baby. That's what we're getting
there. It's in Queens.
It's in New York. I'm going to be there too.
Baby.
Yeah, not long of a drive from me from Boston. 3 hours. I will be there as well. We should definitely link up and shit. But I feel like that's where we're going here. I feel like that is where we're getting Swerve and Hangman again. Evil Swerve, good guy Hangman, but now the title at stake. I feel like that is what we're doing here.
I could go home right there.
You can't have Hangman lose. They did it with Cody, and there were other reasons why Cody left. But part of the reason why I think the fans started to turn on Cody was because they did this stupid stipulation with him, and they had him lose that match to Jericho. And it just felt weird that Cody, the guy that everybody kind of looked at as the wrestler who kind of started AEW, couldn't be the AEW world champion when everybody wanted him to be the AEW world champion. Hangman's the main cap. You can't do that with it. You can't. You cannot.
100%.
I don't see a way where Hangman loses. But MJF, again, I don't think a short title reign hurts him whatsoever. But, he just got the title. There's no way he loses at Revolution, Hangman. There's no way.
I don't think so. But then again, saying that, he could.
Yeah. I don't know.
Because, the Hangman chase is always exciting. His reigns have been, you can debate whether they're good or not. They pulled it early.
But if you get the reign, you get him to win in his first matches going right
back. Yeah, right. Yeah, no, for sure. That's a great way to run
your
summer. And who knows what MJF's got. MJF is becoming a bigger and bigger star, so maybe he's got things going on, too, that he needs, time off, or maybe they got another plan in place for him. But, shoot, it's going to be awesome. And then we're going to get FTR and the Bucks.
This is, we're cooking. What do you think of that Mile High Madness thing? It was basically anarchy in the arena, but they called it Mile High Madness. What a main event. It wasn't the 6-star classic that Swerve and Omega was last week, but what a hell of a time that was, Aidan. Just those matches, they just know how to do them. They just know how to do them.
AEW cooks with their in-ring action. I don't think there's ever a time when you're watching AEW where that was a bad match. You rarely get that.
Yeah, 100%. And Kevin Knight had another great showing. They're just hitting all strides for me. I know we didn't talk about them a ton tonight because WWE, there's just a lot to talk about with what's going on over there. But AEW, just another strong Dynamite, and they're really they've been my favorite product for a little bit now. I feel that one little thing I've been missing from WWE, I feel like AEW kind of fills that cup for me. So I still love both companies. Obviously, we talk about both, but
because we forget they're 5-6 years old. They went through a period where some of it wasn't great. They were figuring themselves out. I feel like they've really figured out the stride. They figured out the arena situation that works best for them. They focused on their talent opposed to worrying about and listen, all the people that they signed, like I've never just argued, like I would have signed them too. Like, why wouldn't you? Right?
Yeah.
Like you're a young company, you got these people, but you're starting to see it, you're integrating it much smoother. There's not the 9:15 block of all the women's stuff happens in one shot. It's integrated throughout the show now. Every story seems to have a purpose, and people seem to have some type of direction. They figured out ways to pivot off of things quicker than they used to as well. Tony Khan used to be pretty rigid and like, this is the story, I'm going to stick to it. And then you'd like have these issues, like injuries would happen, and then he'd just go back to the story 6 months later. He's figuring out. It's been really nice. It's been good shows. They're becoming more can't miss than they used to be. So
agreed.
Hey, I'm here for it. Let's go.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
on the road to revolution, son.
Listen. It is the busy time of year for us wrestling heads. We got Chamber and Wrestlemania right around the corner. We got Revolution, Double or Nothing, like you said, going to be in New York this year. It's going to be awesome.
I know you guys want to.
We are.
You want to give me a place to sleep?
Yeah, listen, I'll figure it out. It's a nice. I don't even have to fly. It's just a nice little three and a half.
Do a road
drive.
trip with you.
Beauty. Holiday weekend in New York City. Let's.
How much are those tickets going to be?
Listen,
hopefully not that bad.
And listen, here's the thing. I don't like comparing the companies. I know it's natural to do so. AEW, still their tickets are affordable. You can go to an AEW show and not
New
have
York,
to break
so
the
wrestling anywhere in New York is just already net New York tax because
that's true. But we want to thank you, Aidan, for joining us on the episode tonight. Absolutely,
yes,
man. Yeah, we'll have to do this again very soon. We have a very open door policy here, so you've been great tonight.
Really just ask.
Yeah,
hey, knock on my door. I'm here anytime you want.
Love it, man. Why don't you promote your stuff? Let the people know where they can follow you, what kind of content you got coming out every week, and just put yourself over, man. Let the people know.
I appreciate that. Well, you guys can find me anywhere on YouTube. We got TikTok. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitter. Anywhere is Aidan Achong. We make fun wrestling content as best we can every single day. It's been a little slow past week. Been a rough week, but I got a new YouTube video dropping tomorrow. Streams for every single wrestling show. We got Raw, SmackDown. I try to stream TNA as most often as I can. Every single PLE. Unfortunately, I won't be streaming WrestleMania, but I will be streaming Chamber. So super exciting. I have a lot of content coming. I have a podcast on my channel where I try to have other wrestling personalities come on there. Typically content creators, but hey, you never know. I might be able to get a wrestler on there at some point. But you guys can find me there. Wrestling content. I like basketball. I like football as well. So you might see a sprinkle of that here or there. But you guys can find me Aidan Achong on all the platforms.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, well, that one.
Oh yeah.
What's that?
I didn't mention Instagram, so yeah, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook,
everywhere.
Hell yeah,
I'm a proud owner of the top fan badge of the Aidan Achong Facebook.
Hell yeah! I have a couple top fan badges over there. I kind of mess with it. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, pretty chill. Pluggo, do the damn thing. Let the people know where they can find us and you, and we will get up on out of here.
Well, you can find us at B2Beards on all social media platforms. You search that, and that's where everything's going up. That's where you can find out. We got the baseball league coming up right now. So fantasy baseball's coming up. We're going to try a fantasy baseball league here. I think you and I are going to be here Saturday doing the post show, the PLE post show for the Chamber. So we want to do that. I'm Pluggo. You can find me on every social media platform at Pluggo. You search Pluggo. My face pops up. I'll be back there Saturday with Blair Pacheco for Exposure, talking the world of independent wrestling. You'll want to see that at For Exposure Pod there. And I think that's all we've got really coming up right now. I think there might be more stuff. Just go to all the socials. That's how you'll figure it out, because you never know when we're going to pop up somewhere. It happens all the time.
It's true. You can follow me, JPJ Loves Gaming, everywhere. Wednesday nights on Body Slam after Dynamite, I do a post show called Dynamite Up with our pal Jose on the air. Sunday afternoons at noon Eastern over on Fightful Overbooked with Auntie Collins for Coast to Coast. Obviously, you can find me right here Thursday nights at 8 p.m. on the flagship show Between Two Beards. But follow me on my socials. I got my schedule. I stream on Twitch. I play some video games. I do some watch-alongs too every Monday night for Raw. I will be live as well on Saturday for the Chamber. I got the lovely Ella J joining me, one of my pals, Ella J.
Oh,
We
yeah,
love Ella.
she's joining us for the post show too. So we're just going to do a big.
Her and I are going to do the watch-along. Pluggo might pop in maybe, but we're going to do the watch-along on my channel, and then we're all going to come over here, and the three of us are going to hopefully review what is a good show of Elimination Chamber on Saturday. So, Aidan, thank you again for joining us. We appreciate you a lot. We will do this again real soon. Everybody, thanks in the chat. Appreciate you all. You know the drill. Everyone say hi to Sue.
Hi, Sue.
We'll see you next week. Peace out.
Hey there, Plugo and JPJ. It's Trent's mom, Sue, and I have a bone to pick with you. So, I understand that you guys are being real idiots and spending your entire monthly budget. You've got to be kidding me. This is not the way to be when you're trying to run a business. Your boss, Spencer, is really pissed off at you. I'm pissed off at you. You have some nerve. You know, get a grip. You have to control yourself. You can't just go out and spend all the money that you're making, you two beards guys. Oh no, this is coming out so stupid. Anyway, behave yourselves, or I'm gonna cut you off from watching AEW. You're no longer gonna get to know, be able to meet my son. What? Or me. I'm sorry, this is like, I don't know. Anyway, thanks so much for being fans. Watch yourselves, knock it off.